It's clobbering time!
Atomic batteries to power. Turbines to speed.
Roger, ready to move out.
Come get some.
It's clobbering time!
The word is given.
Clobberonimo!
Greetings, clobberers, clobberonimos, clobberoids, clobberuskis, clobberologists, clobberians, all clobberers out there, welcome and greetings, and to those who do not yet clobber, you will learn how to someday, as long as you can learn how to bang the rocks together, guys. Speaking of the rocks, clobberonimo! This is the appropriate time. Not only does rock give us that wonderful opening, we got a lot of rocks to get banged together tonight. I'm wondering what that means. Rocks? Could there be more rocks in our future tonight? Rocks. Rock. Oh, well, good evening, my dear friends. Welcome to Clobbering Times issue number 484 on YouTube. Number 1,484 overall. Saturday night Star Trek 168 Voyager reviews with the most wonderful first officer in the fleet, the amazing Commander R.M. Briggs. How do you do, my dear, wonderful friend?
Reporting for duty. I said duty, Erica, like that. Aye, Captain. It is so great to see you. Thank you for welcoming me aboard for Saturday night Star Trek. The 735 Club. Let's do this. It's going to be such a great time. Action-packed evening.
Indeed. We'll take us away with some opening words, and then we'll get right down to it.
Okay, boss. First, I want to say hail to the chat. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Many of you have been with us for, 3 or 4 years, and some of you are just new here. And I just want to say how much Clobby and I appreciate you being here. We appreciate your company and all of your wonderful messages and the marvelous conversation that you help to create and make this space special. This is, of course, Clobby's virtual comic book shop, and we're very proud of it. We really love being here, hanging out with the great Mike Clobby Alonso. Before we get started tonight, I just want to give a shout out to some friends who really went out of their way this week to promote Clobby's channel and to promote my work. I'm a science fiction author and I'm indie because the corporations are not interested in my kind of writing. And so having people, really intelligent, kind, generous people in my life, it really matters. It matters in growing Clobby's channel, and it matters in trying to get people to read my stuff. So I just want to say thank you to Lord Thoth. I love you. You are such a great friend. I want to say thanks to a great Southern gentleman. Everyone knows I adore him, Larry. I love you, Larry. Thank you for everything that you do for us. I want to thank Chris Persia, who just makes the most beautiful show posters and has just been such a loyal and kind and thoughtful friend. Just love you so much, Chris. And please tell your dad that we all said hello and that we're sending our love and the little prayers that he needs as he gets older and the support he needs as he gets older. We love him. We care about him. I know I'm certainly thinking about him all the time. Whenever I see your name, I think of your sweet dad and how much you love him. I also want to thank my buddy Gwagnar. Gwag, it's so good to see you, and thank you so much for spreading the word around today. Also, West Kegel and Lisa, you guys were just out there telling everyone to get their butts in their seats because we were taking off. So thank you so much. I also want to thank the great Scuba and Leslie Pete. I love these two. They're a power couple, and Scuba Pete has just gone. He's gone out of his way to promote my writing and has left marvelous reviews for me all over the internet, as well as JT Kirk. JT Kirk, he is Kirok legally, and Michael Beacom. Michael Beacom, who is a talented author in his own right. It is such an honor and a pleasure to have him in my readership. And I just want to thank them for leaving these really terrific reviews that help to spread the word about my stories. I also want to send my love and my support to Enigmatic Drop Bear and his whole family. It's the battle of the big C. And I want him to know that he has an entire team of people behind him and his beautiful family, and that we are just sending our love, our prayers, and our support because Enigmatic Drop Bear is one heck of a guy, and we really love him a lot. And just very quickly, I just want to let you all know that I'm a science fiction author. I write classic episodic science fiction stories for your entertainment and enjoyment. There are two things that I'm not, though. I'm not an activist, and I'm not someone who writes about activism. I just shoot straight from the hip and give you what you want, which is great adventures to go on that are science fiction. If you've never read my stories, you can buy them a la carte. That's just fancy schmancy talk for you can buy them one at a time for only 99 cents in the USA. And you can also buy my book at Barnes & Noble. I don't know how it happened. I want to thank the great people at Barnes & Noble who started carrying my book. Barnes & Noble, thank you for carrying my book. You can also get my book at Amazon. And I want to thank the supporters of my second book. It should have been out by now. My editor has been taking some time with it, but he is a learned scholar, and I absolutely adore him, respect him, and admire him. And you know what? He's worth the wait. So hopefully we'll get that story, get the new book out by May. But in the meantime, I want to thank the people who backed this book and made this book possible. These are the people advertising for my book. They've helped me to be able to go away on a little retreat and write. So I was able to write an entire book in a single year. And if it weren't for their love and their friendship and their readership and our connections and their support, I couldn't do it. And so they mean a lot to me. So I just want to say how much I really love and appreciate Larry, Tony Stark, Sean Carter from Mars, Penny Lane, Shooter, Gwagnar, Dave, Chris Persia, Scuba and Leslie Pete, Eric K and his trusty dusty dog Kirby. I love you, Eric. Thank you for the letter that you sent me today. I love you too, sweetheart. Enigmatic Dropper, you the best, baby. Hope you drop the mic in the chat tonight. Michael and Cassandra Beacom, just a beautiful couple. I love them so much. Mark D with a C, Anti-Derivative Jill, Maximum Redstone, JT Cook, Dadman and the Dadman Clan, Lord and Lady Thoth. And of course, you can't say Lord and Lady Thoth without mentioning Lance, because he is our very own Porthos right here. We love him. We chuck the cheese in the chat. And then we send it to all the pepperonis, because in this crowd, there are a lot of pepperonis, and many of them, if you ask their owners, love to hear Clobby's voice. So chuck that cheese in the chat. I also want to thank Rob Altus, Tyler, Jeff Wyatt, Rod Thunderheart, Mazaris, my very talented friend who is a guitar player, just such a loyal and kind friend. And of course, Wes Cagle. Without you guys, the book doesn't happen. You're my corporation. You're my readership. You're my publishers. You are my everything. I love you guys so much. Thank you for everything that you have done for me. And I should probably announce now, although I was going to announce it on my Patreon, that my third book that I'm writing the second story for right now. So there's already a story that has already been written for the third book. I want you to know that the third book will be dedicated to my patrons, each and every one of you. So thank you. I love you guys. And now I'm going to stop talking. I think I've given all my thanks, and I'm so excited about tonight. I'm going to pass it over to the captain. Captain, my captain, mon capitaine. Let's do it.
Yeah, all right. Let's do some quick show notes and shout outs, shall we? And then we will get down to beeswax. So let's see here. Hey, the great Mark D with the C, Chief Engineer, we got let you in the Weekend Geek on Sunday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on his great channel. If you have not subscribed, he'll put the link in there. There's links in my chat below as well, in my description below for you to please, if you have not already, please sub to his channel. You maybe even consider joining it. He had a nice, really fun members stream this afternoon. But anyway, on Sunday Night Geekery, it is usually 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, maybe a little bit later tomorrow night, but it will happen. So if you want to come hang out with us and end your week in the geek, and even make you hungry with some eatery. So I'll be back hanging with the great J-Man and Sean, as I am three Mondays out of the month on his J-Man's great channel, my good buddy J-Man. The three of us are continually reviewing the Legion of Superheroes, their entire run from Silver and Bronze, 1958 to 1989. So we're going to be doing it for quite some time. And then my show, of course, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, Monday Night Mark C. Comics Talk. Some open comics talk, I think. We'll see. Maybe I'll throw a topic out at the last minute. You never know. Then there's Wednesday night, the wild card, which is just that, a wild card, me hanging out with you, talking geek stuff, unless I decide to make up a topic. We'll see. We never know. And, of course, that Clubhouse. Every Thursday night, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, my wonderful first officer, Raquel, our great chief engineer, Mark. We review a Blake 7 episode, a Cold Jack the Night Stalker episode, a Star Trek comic, and geek out with you. So usually on J-Man's channel on Friday nights, it's Fantastic Fridays. There won't be one this week because he did Sean have something to go do, an event. So, but that will be back the following Friday where we're reviewing all of Jack Kirby's legendary run of the Fantastic Four. And, of course, I'll be on 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser stream. That's what it was last night on his channel. Continuing with D-Bud Martin and the gang. D-Bud, our special guest, reviewing four more issues of the Amazing Spider-Man John Romita run. And pretty soon I'm going to rank all of Star Trek, the original series. But right now, let's get down to beeswax by shouting you all out so we can get moving. Because our wrenches, and whether they're here or not, they get the shout outs, of course. The great bronze wrencher himself, Eric K. Always good to see you, buddy. The vindicator wrench of the great white north, Chris Persia. Thanks for all you do, buddy. Shout out to your father, man. I hope he's doing. We're rooting for him. Pulling for him over here. D-Bud Martin, the wrench of iron. Had a great time hanging out with D-Bud last night on Nick's channel. It was a lot of fun. Lord Thoth, God of the Wrenches. Avon lives, long live the Legion, my friend. The aforementioned J-Man, the wrench without fear, fantastic legionnaire extraordinaire. Clobber Time's own music by Stir Maximum Redstone. The Fanty Outsidey himself, the rascally wrench. And our own Bullwinkle wrench, the triple Bullwinkle, Larry. Let's see whom we have up in here. Oh, thank you, Eric. Eric, thank you for the super chat, buddy. He says, hey, that was me. Oh, that was me called out. Yes. I called you out, buddy. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you. Let's see. Anybody else pop in when I wasn't looking? No, I think I'm safe. Okay. Oh, let's see one that I didn't write down. I tried to write everybody down so I could give you the shout outs. So now to shout you all out in the chat, whoever is here now. That's how we roll up in here. So, all right. Who is here with us tonight? Of course, again, the aforementioned Chief Engineer, the great Mark D with a C. Our communications officer is here, Anti-Derivative Jill.
Good evening.
Indeed. FKH. What's up, Jam?
Tim.
Shooter's here. Shooter.
Pew, pew. Shooter.
Oh, thank you, Larry. You're too kind, buddy. A gifted 5 memberships. Oh, my goodness,
wow.
Larry, you didn't have to do that, buddy. Thank you
generous,
so much.
Sweetheart. Thank
you. That is very kind of you. Thank you, buddy. I really do appreciate you. Thanks to the great Larry. Thank you so much.
I love you.
Let's see here. Penny is here.
Oh, Penny, I saw. So to anyone who messed with Penny this week and you weren't nice, you didn't smile, or just whatever, this is from Penny.
Yes, indeed.
Love you, Penny.
Thank you, Jill. That's very kind of you, dear. Thank you so much.
Very sweet. Oh my goodness. Just growing the community here.
No, thank you so much, Jill. It's very kind of you gifting the membership there. Appreciate that. Let's see. Sandra Feliciano and Raymond.
You know what that
both
is?
of them here. Yes.
King Dolphin TV.
In color.
Gwagner, what have you done?
Oh my goodness, Gwag!
Oh my God, Gwag!
Oh, Gwag! I can't even. I don't know what to say. That's crazy, man. But I just appreciate that so much.
Oh my
it's
God!
Very sweet of you, Ben. He says for the super chat, amazing super chat. Thank you so much. Just thank you for this space where we we can all gather and discuss the good, the bad, and the ugly of Star Trek. Yes, indeed. I have no words. I will try to think of some, but I think we at least owe him an extravaganza of videos for that.
Yes, please.
Let's see. Should they be Trek? Should they be?
Why don't you go?
You are expendable.
And you're not?
No, I'm not. I am not expendable. I'm not stupid, and I'm not going.
Scotty, as good as your word.
Aye, sir. The more they overthink the plumbing, the easier it is to stop up the drain.
It is green.
No bloody A, B, C, or D.
And they probably redesigned the whole sick bay, too. I know engineers, they love to change things.
Brain and brain, what is brain?
Draw that man in a chicken suit. It's the Chicken Man! Get those nerds! Nerds! What?
Everything that guy just says is bullshit. Thank you.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. I also want to thank Gwag
for
just being such a great friend. Like, if it weren't for Gwag, I wouldn't have my Legion ring. And so I feel like Gwag made it official. You know, Lord Thoth and Clobby, they invited me to be a part of the Legion, but it was really Gwag who put the ring on it and made it official and made me a part of the Legion. So I just wanted to say, while I have this opportunity to say it, if I had have known that Drunk 3PO and Gina Carano and everyone that they were in Calgary tonight, I would have been there. But the I think it's Elliot Page
Elliot
is the only person who's at the convention in Calgary. So I just want you all to know that, like, especially Gweg, I can't wait to meet you. Got to meet you one day. I hope we're both cosplaying. I hope it's going to be absolutely amazing. But I would have really tried to get down there. But it's very, very expensive. That's an expensive convention to go to, although I think they dropped their prices significantly. Yeah, so I'm just going to wave hello to everybody who's in Calgary tonight. And if I had have known that Americans from our circles were going to be there, I would have been there, because there certainly were no stars there. We're there, Clobby.
Wow. Well, Glagnar's a star to us. So
he is.
Yes.
Would have been great to meet him tonight.
Lisa, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you so much. Oh, thank you for making my Saturdays fun. Thank you for being here and sharing your Saturdays with us. Yeah. We really appreciate you and everyone that does. Thank you so much, Lisa.
And the cool stuff you're putting on X about Clobby's show. I love the beautiful graphics
very
and the
sweet.
things you're doing. You're very thoughtful and kind, and we appreciate you, Lisa.
Dear. Ray Lucard, hey there. Welcome. Classic Comics. What's up?
Hey.
SP4H.
Evening.
Brogu from my old hometown.
Hello. How are you, sweetheart?
The aforementioned Lisa. Thank you for being here.
Lisa.
And of course, the great Gwagnar again. I'm getting enigmatic drop bear, buddy.
The erudite bear.
Dave G Sound, hey.
Not just another body of water.
The Tetrarch's here.
So apathetic.
Let's see. Suzanne Eckstein, hey.
Good evening.
All right, RRT and Z. It was good hanging out with you earlier.
Hello.
Picasso. Joe Dog. All right, buddy.
Oh.
Hey, Simply Steve, you old rascal.
Simply Steve. I love your new handle, too. Your new handle is terrific.
Looks like the same one, Simply Steve.
No, he has a new one.
I'm looking right at Simply Steve.
I know, but I think it's because he has one on his phone and one on his laptop, because Simply Steve is Starblazing Wolverine 68.
Is he both?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I was about to shout out to Starblazing Wolverine 68. I did not know that. Thank you. Now he's exposed. Your Muslim uncle, my friend, good to see you. West Kegel.
West.
Sander Hammerslag.
Sander.
The great J.T. Kirk.
He is K-Rock legally in Michigan.
Yeah, buddy. RRT and Z, thank you for the super chat, my friend. He says, I know why Star Wars and Star Trek have been shite since 2009. That's when Jar Jar Goldsman and Klutzman were replaced by their mirror universe versions. Well, the mirror universe versions of Jar Jar Abrams would actually be good at something, wouldn't he? He's the opposite. Stan, thank you, buddy. Appreciate that. It was good hanging out with you today. This is for you.
God damn it, Mark.
And
Cass, Super Cass.
And of course,
you're a dumbass.
Well, a double dumbass on you.
That was you calling Mark one for no particular reason. Because it's his job to be called things.
And Clobby, Gwagnar didn't go to the con either.
Oh, well.
So that 70s didn't go, Gwag didn't go. So I don't feel as bad. If I would have missed Gwag and everyone, I think I would have been heartbroken. But it looks like Gina Carano and Jay were the only people who were there.
Well, I hope they all had a great time anyway, whoever went. All right, well, let's get a move on, my friends. We have 4 episodes. They're not going to review themselves, are they? So we'll do it, because they won't.
Well, if they did, they'd leave glowing reviews.
They would. They'd love themselves. Maybe we'll love them too. You never know. All right, so
Scuba Pete!
Oh no, not that old rascal. Look at him. There he is.
I was talking about you
Scuba
earlier.
Pete. And he's the king of the Ramba Beat. When he plays the maracas, he goes chick, chicky, boom, chick, chicky, boom. Hey, Scuba.
Scoobs.
All right, buddy. So, what is Saturday Night Star Trek, you may ask? By the way, I'm sorry, I'm always remiss. Lurkers out there, if you're lurking, thank you so much for being here. We love our lurkers. I'm just an idiot who forgets things. I apologize. It's great to have you here. And if you're watching on a download or a rewatch, we thank you so much for being here. And now we shall get on with it. What is Saturday Night Star Trek? Put simply, Saturday Night Star Trek is life from lifelessness. We take a lifeless dead body, moon, or other dead form, and we introduce what we call the Genesis effect. Different question. Sorry, I'm sorry. Back in January of 2021, my wonderful first officer and myself undertook a perilous mission. A mission to review all of real deal Star Trek. Of course, that means 1966 to 2005. Other than true Star Trek auspices, not to be confused with any corporate filth that unfortunately and undeservedly carries the label after that time. Only the 6 cities and the 10 action films. So we reviewed Star Trek, the original series, then the animated series, then the original crew films, then Star Trek The Next Generation, Star Trek The Next Generation films, Star Trek Deep Space Nine, and we are now almost smack dab in the middle of Star Trek Voyager Season 6. And we do 4 episodes a night when we're in the middle of a season anyway. And we have 4 for you tonight. So I will now turn the floor over to my extraordinary first officer, Commander R.M. Briggs. She will give us a rundown of what the particular episode was all about, and we'll talk about it. And then we will get reviews and opinions, not only from ourselves, but from our wonderful dear friends in the chat. So, number 1, shall we begin?
Yes, please.
Our first episode of the evening, folks, is Virtuoso. Sorry. I apologize.
Virtuoso is season 6, episode 13. If you're following along in the companion or the celebration, it is production code 234. We're out of production order this week, FYI. This first aired on January 26 in the year 2000. Little Conan O'Brien humor for you. Wikipedia. I'm going to be using Wikipedia because it has a summary we can use. Sometimes it sucks and we make fun of it. I don't pre-read it, which means I read extemporaneously. So might be a little rough. A little rough. Maybe you like it a little rough. I don't know. Let's just read.
Ooh.
Voyager encounters a technologically advanced race called the Komar and render aid after the Komar crew suffer minor injuries from a reaction with Voyager's scanners. The Komar are extremely arrogant and dismissive to everyone and dislike the Doctor simply for being a holographic entity. However, once the Komar happen to hear the Doctor singing, they are immediately enthralled by him, since they never conceived the concept of music. Whoever wrote that, you deserve to go into the agony booth on Set It and Forget It. Ooh, Parker Luck, good evening.
Parker Luck.
When the Doctor explains how music is used and how many others on the ship can perform it naturally, the Komar invite the Voyager crew to their home system, previously off limits to outsiders, to learn more about music. The Voyager crew discover thousands of subspace channels encrypted in many ways and tons of traffic just above the homeworld. The Komar decide to transmit the Doctor's singing planet-wide and make him a star. This accentuates his vanity, making him it accentuates his vanity? Come on now. Who wrote this? It accentuates his vanity, making him unpopular with his friends on Voyager. Once again, in the agony booth you go, and I might have a place I'm going to shove a Klingon paint stick. He asks to leave so he can pursue his music career on the planet. This causes more anger. Well, he doesn't just leave because he wants to pursue his career on the planet. It's also because Felis persnicatus snotty catus, the woman that he likes.
Yeah, he's in love.
Yeah. He's in love. This causes more anger as the crew believes they need his medical skills and have grown to love him as a member of the crew. Not true. We know that. The doctor protests, even preparing Paris to take over his position. Why? Nobody knows, because we can have any doctor we want, and severely upsetting Seven of Nine, who feels like she is being abandoned. However, the aliens replace him with an upgraded singing hologram capable of a greater vocal range. That's not true. It was actually the woman who he thought was infatuated with him, who he thought he was going to be leaving Voyager for, who he thought he was going to, spend the rest of his life with. The Doctor hopes for a new life are dashed. In the end, the Doctor realizes they simply wanted him for his singing, not who he is as a sentient entity. That's not true. In the end, the Doctor realizes that the woman is not in love with him, and that the audience is quite fickle and would like to push the idea of music to the maximum as far as mathematics go, without any type of heart or human interest in it. That's why. So whomever wrote this, once again, Klingon stick, paint stick, right up the poop chute. The Voyager crew welcome him back, as symbolized by Seven delivering him a fan letter praising his talent and personality, signed by Seven of Nine. And that is all the nincompoops have to collectively splatter onto what we call wikipedia.org. Captain, my captain, mon capitaine, please tell me, what did you think of Virtuoso?
The planet of the people that never had any music, but had ears, and they had vocal cords of some sorts, but they never had music. So if you buy into that, and let's just go and buy into it for a minute. And it's fine, by the way. I'm not saying you shouldn't. Why shouldn't you? But I mean, you can reach on Star Trek or anything. That's fine. They really, and I understand they only have 40 something minutes. I get it. So we're also to believe beings that sophisticated and advanced never had any kind of, did they have any other types of artistic expression? They almost acted like they didn't. I'm a little skeptical of how any sentient life race could evolve societally like that. But again, I'm not saying it's impossible. How would I know if it's impossible? We have nothing to base it on, right? Other than ourselves. So I get that. So let's go ahead and buy into that. If you buy into that, it's an interesting study, an interesting premise. And one thing, Picard is so terrific all the time. He's just fun to watch. He's just cool. He's talented. Is he not talented? Amazing. And I will even give some points for the way he acted, like, the way he conducted himself the whole time, is that he's still in some ways a child. He's learning. So I can sit back and kind of laugh and enjoy this episode for that. Although some of it really is a big stretch, that you have to buy into certain ideas that this bunch of snobs, these bunch of what were they called again? I don't know what they were called. The Kumar. The Kumar. Yeah, I never had music, never had seemingly almost any kind of idea about artistic expression whatsoever. But they have math. Jill, I don't want to hear you say you want to go to that planet now just because it's all math, because you need fun too. But I know Jill would like to go to a math planet like that. He's young. He's a child in a lot of ways. And that's why I'm not even giving Buster chops about him falling in love in 5 minutes, because kids do that. It's when the adults on the crew does it that's annoying. So he did that. He fell in love. This thing does study some interesting ideas about fame and celebrity and falling in love for shallow reasons and all this other kind of stuff. And he's so entertaining in it. There were some things that kind of overall I found a little silly, but I found it to be kind of an enjoyable episode to watch for that. And it was an interesting idea, this planet that had no concept of music, even though you just kind of stretch yourself a little bit to believe it. So go ahead. But I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's just, for me, I think it's like enough with the comedy and enough with the singing now. Like I'm so sick and tired of the I'm sorry, I don't enjoy it when when we change the genre of something so that the actor can explore who they are, right? And yeah, and that's obviously what Picardo's doing here. I do like the idea of music's relationship to and with math. The Komar, I think, are a wonderful new species because although they are just all forehead, finally we have something intellectual happening. Well, it's the Westmore forehead, right? Want to make we don't have to do anything, just slap a forehead on them. But it is nice because it's finally something cerebral. So far in Voyager, it's just been, um, Klingon after Klingon in new types of clothing, right? It's the Jemadar, it's the Borg,
Right.
and they're all variations on the same thing, right? Like look at the coral heads, the Kmart Klingons. So, finally we had something that was a little bit like Star Trek, but they don't do a good job of it because unfortunately it is mostly a comedy. Especially when we get to the Doctor and Torres. That's when it really picks up steam and becomes a full comedy.
A lighthearted type. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
And so the Doctor's program, the Doctor's program is now reproducible. We know this. We were told for 4 seasons that it wasn't, but then in the 5th season, things happened where that wasn't so. So we do have other Doctors,
right.
Like the Cardassian surgeon who killed B'Elanna's squid puppet. Do you remember her squid puppet?
Yeah.
So
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so the whole Tom briefing thing I found weird because now we got rid of that whole idea, which I do find annoying on rewatches because they spend 4 seasons, almost 5 seasons, telling you the Doctor is not reproducible, the Doctor is not downloadable, and then all of a sudden we can have any Doctor we want actually, and the Doctor is reproducible and the Doctor is downloadable. So it accentuates the mistakes that they've made. And by the way, that's actually how you use the word accentuates to whomever wrote the Wikipedia article. Why not show this was my suggestion as an author. Why not show the Doctor his replacement to humble him and make him change his mind? Like, why not have Harry Kim and B'Elanna Torres in the med bay conjuring up, let's say, Dr. Bashir or Dr. Pulaski or Dr. Crusher. And then we could have, and I think it could have been quite cute because we could have had a nice little, what do film people call it? A cameo. We could have had a nice little cameo.
Yeah.
Some nice little, member berries feeling good in your tummy because, there's the person from my favorite iteration of Star Trek. So I thought that was a missed opportunity because wouldn't it have been lovely for him to walk into the sickbay to see a holographic image of Dr. Bashir, and Dr. Bashir is charming the pants off of everyone and trying to womanize everyone, including Seven of Nine, and the the Doctor puts the kibosh on that immediately.
Funny,
yeah. So we could have had something denser, something more, instead of Chuckles McChuckles, we could have had something a little bit more thought-provoking and a little bit more Star Trek. The lip syncing in this is quite bad. I know it's supposed to be that he is projecting it as a hologram, but it's still really bad. I just want to say that Swallow's Nest, I have terrible Italian. I believe it's Rondine El Nido, but the way that Pavarotti says it, it's almost like El Nido. Anyway, it is one of my favorite songs of all time. And I have really terrible, like horrific Italian. So I don't want to talk about areas or arias or any of that sort of thing because my Italian is so awful. And one of the reasons why it's so awful is because many of those Italian words, they have a meaning, and then I mix up the meaning with the spelling because I'm currently learning Irish. And so when you know that the word means air, you're not going to say area because, it's A-R-I-A. You're just thinking air in your head. Anyways, so that's why I sound like a nincompoop whenever I say that, because it's like the more you know, the dumber you are.
Oh, wow.
And the lesson herein is that music is far more than math. And then I wrote, the singing doctor is quite tired now. Good evening,
Yeah.
Jay Goodwin.
Jay Goodwin and Anonymous Gamer, welcome.
Yeah, Dave
Good to
G
see you.
sound, it is aria. I know that, but when you're looking at it and you know that it means air, that's exactly what
Yeah.
it means. It actually means air. So
Gotcha.
it's like it's just that's what my brain look. You learn Greek, you learn English, then you start studying Irish, and all of that craziness. Then you come back to me and say, "I got the Italian nailed." I don't. And maybe if I just said it and I had learned it by hearing it, but I didn't. I learned by reading. So that doesn't help because I look at it and I say, oh, look, the word air. Anyway, I gave this a C minus.
I gave it a C. I guess we're talking Voyager here. So now to the stage. I really am, and this is not a good thing, incidentally. If I stay awake the whole time, I'm amused and kind of find at least some ideas interesting here and there, and I don't get angry, it's almost a win-win. So I see. I kind of enjoyed it a bit, but I don't really have I don't really have any reason to ever watch it again now that I've watched it twice probably in my life. So, but Picardo, I will have to say, is terrific. But he's always cool to watch. But okay, my friends, now that we have given you our opinions and ratings. Oh, did you do note chat? Yeah, that was notes. That was what it was.
Those were my notes, boss.
Okay. See, I'm already. Where am I at? Okay. So now, my friends,
The word is given.
bring forth your reviews, any opinions you may have, and ratings you may have about whatchamacallit, Virtuoso, and I will bring us some Max Redstone entertainment. While number one's collecting those. All right, Maxie. Oh, first of all, I'm sorry. Well, yeah, no, I got it. I need to get our buddy Michael Beacom could not make it. He had to go out somewhere, but I have some their reviews as well. So Max Redstone, here we go, folks. Our master of the limerick has given us some limericks here for some episodes. All right. His Virtuoso, he has two of them. And I told him I would indulge him. Two of them. All right. Virtuoso, part one of Max Redstone. To the Umar? What the Umar? I'm gonna make sure I got it right. The Kumar.
It's Komar, but they spell it Qomar, I believe. They're just trying to be cute. They don't need to be cute. It's shin kick cute.
Komar. Gotcha. Now remember. To the Komar, you'll want to take the rod. Insular and rude, they are the ones who are flawed. They try to violate the doctor's codes, but for song and attention, his ego explodes. Sadly, a victim of the biggest assholes in the Delta Quad. Whoa, that's nice stuff, Max. Top work. And now for your other one. You did two for this one because, it's all about limericks, isn't it? Because the Komar, a haughty race, the Komar, a haughty race, snooty of brow, arrogant and condescending and holier than thou. The doctor's song they can't ignore. For attention, the EMH is a whore.
This might be one of his best. I'm going to put this in the top 10.
I didn't finish it.
It's good.
I got to start over now. It's not done.
Okay.
You ready?
Yes.
I'm gonna
do it.
It's worth. Okay. Oh my God. God damn it, Max. All right. The Komar, shit. The Komar, a haughty race, snooty of brow, arrogant and condescending and holier than thou. The doctor's song they can't ignore. For attention, the EMH is a whore. Let's ask the Borg to come and assimilate them right now. Holier than thou. Okay, I messed it all up, but you all got the. Holy shit, Max! You Maxer.
It's good stuff.
Oh, good stuff, boy.
Keely Chow, roll tide.
Hey, Keely Chow, roll
and
tide.
Anonymous Gamer, evening.
Yep. Honest gamer, keep it
And
chill.
Wes Kegel, yeah, I feel for you. That's what happens to you. You know, it's like
What?
when you're young and you hear things and you're like, oh, okay, I know it, I know that. Then you get older and the more you learn, the dumber you actually become, and also the less certain you are of things. The more you learn, you're like, wow, am I ever a moron? Yeah, the more you learn, the dumber you are.
That's man. That's why I'm in trouble. All right, so we ready? Let's see. All righty then. Wes Kegel says F. There's a shocker and a half. F. Wait. The Doctor, a holographic program, has aspirations of a singing career, and experience and experience infatuation. Am I missing something here? I'm generally confused here. Also, F because Voyager. Jill says, C. The song that Voyager tends to repeat is sung here. An idea with grand potential is ultimately squandered through gross mischaracterization. Let's see. Janeway would never treat the Doctor this way. And, well, she is a, never mind. And the Doctor would never abandon the crew. Even if another Doctor could be generated, he would still care. Hang on. It would still care despite his penchant for big ego. I refuse to believe that something as asinine as stardom could make him forget his starship family. Well, these
Clobby,
Star Trek actors.
I have to interrupt because I have to welcome David Rayburn. Hey, cuz.
Hey,
and
cuz.
Clobby, I have to step away from my computer for 2 wags of a puppy's tail because I forgot my stupid power cord. I will be very fast, but nobody
I got it.
Don't put big long things in the chat, folks. I'll be right back. I just have to go get my power cord. And good evening, Kay Roberts. Kay Roberts, welcome.
Hey, Kay Roberts. All right. Yeah, go. No big. Yeah, got it. All right. Let's see here. Where were we? Okay. I'm continuing with Jill. Sorry, Jill. We got I understand they wanted to convey what would happen if the Doctor wanted to leave the ship, but this is not a compelling reason, even though I enjoy the Doctor's singing. I hear you, Jill. I know what you're saying. He doesn't even return to the crew because he desires it, but because he has no choice. Despite being hologram, I don't think he is this heartless. Good point. Very good points made, Jill. I do understand where you're coming from, and I agree. I do agree. All right, let's see.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay.
So, and Just Joe walked through the door.
Just Joe, Jobber, buddy, what's up?
Jobber. And folks, if you have the big long Esh pick, I'm ready for you now. Go ahead. Put it up in the chat.
Good to see you, Jobber. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Hope that new quarterback works out your big draft pick there. Shooter says C-. A Doctor-driven story is always welcome, but I just find this non-offensive episode dull. I hear you, Shooter. I'm kind of that way too. It didn't bug me. I just thought it was some dopey crap in it, but yeah.
Oh, the Doctor's singing again.
Yeah, they never does that. Well, I mean, what do you want? You've got 2 choices on the show now: a Doctor episode or a 7 episode.
Yeah, exactly.
Usually, I mean, that's maybe not entirely the
one
case,
because one is funny and the crowd absolutely loves him and they think that he's amazing, and the other because of Lotto Super 7.
And she looks good.
Lotto Super 7.
And she looks good. Scuba, and they call him Scuba Pete. B-. Decomar back in town. Woo. The Doc thinks he's a star. Woo. Thank you, Scuba Parrot. RRTNZ says virtuous. Picardo must have a sore back from carrying the show, especially those eps with ridiculous plot concepts like this. Doc's crewmates are fickle bastards, not quite a Star is Born. See, yeah, I hear you, RR. Thank you. That's weird because Shooters came up again, like twice. Weird. Okay. Enigmatic Dropper says a D plus. Voyager pulls another of its whipsaw episode transitions in this clumsy, one-note attempted exploration of manufactured celebrity and commodification of art. Interesting. In the prior ep, the EMH was a humble and compassionate envoy. Here, he indulges hubris and the cult of celebrity. How do we stay invested in these characters when they don't stay in character?
Yeah.
That's an absolutely, well, always it's coming to it's coming from the best there is, and he's right. Well, another brilliant point. Absolutely.
Yeah.
The underlying theme can be taken as a cynical view of fandom, where the marketing of celebrity and commodification of art has greater value than the art and artist. The EMH was a disposable product.
And further to that,
Nice.
Did you notice that Janeway says something sort of quasi-disparaging about Star Trek fans? She says something, I would need to bring up the script. The script is readily available, but she sort of says, well, maybe the reason why fans say the things they do and do the things they do is because it makes them feel important or something like that.
It's total swipe. It wasn't even subtle.
Yeah, it was as subtle as a train wreck. But yeah, she's not very nice. Anyway,
as Blackadder said, to paraphrase Blackadder, about as subtle as a rhinoceros horn up the backside.
Yeah, that's what it was like. Yeah, and I forget what the exact words were, but you could tell that she was not happy with Star Trek fans.
Yeah, well, boo-hoo, go dig a ditch.
Okay, bye.
Not you, I mean her.
No, I know.
You don't have, unless you want to dig a ditch. I mean, I wouldn't stop you. I mean, I'd be going, why are you digging a ditch?
No, I'm not going to dig a ditch. I love you though. No. But listen,
but ditches are pretty cool though. You gotta admit.
My Southern gentleman, one of my guys, Brogu, not good. His comment has disappeared from the chat. Why?
What?
Yep.
I don't know, Brogue.
Okay, I'm going to go look for it. I'm going to go on mute because I'm going to go and find Brogu. I'll be right back.
Okay, I'm going to continue here. Eric K says C. Let him leave. They can just use the backup program. Janeway negotiated the complete music catalog of the Alpha Quadrant for $0. Why not get advanced tech? Solve speed and power problems. Well said, Eric. You got it, buddy. Wow. Maximum Redstone says B plus. The Komar are the worst, most annoying, and worthless species in Star Trek canon. Yes, worse than the Borg, worse than the Shellyak, worse than the Pakled, worse than Q, without question. Wow. They are vapid, condescending, lacking in creativity and substance, parasitic, rude, and are essentially one step removed from number-controlled machines. This may explain why such doofy. That's why such doofy. This is your third one. For a second there. That's a special plural for doofus. I gotcha. Might have appealed to the EMH, who is programmed to care for his crew and has seemed to grow into the role throughout the cities. The Doctor wants to grow in other ways, so it is somewhat organic for him to seek out the asymmetry of the Komar's lack of music as a next logical step in his growth. However, I did enjoy Robert Picardo's passionate arias and the Doctor's comeuppance. It is delicious seeing a holographic computer program being outmathed by human computer programs. Got you covered. Thank you, Matt.
I found Brogu.
You got it? Okay, good.
I did, but it wasn't there before, and no one else can see it. Huh? But I have it.
You stored it?
Yeah. So when I first when it first appeared, it wasn't there. I know because of the comment it was underneath that I read. And then then it appeared when I scrolled back up, and Scuba Pete and other people can't see it. Anyways, it
Weird.
starred.
Okay.
Just a heads up, everyone. We might have something weird going on with StreamYard or with YouTube. Please let me know. Do exactly what Brogu did. I love you, Brogu. Sorry about that. Let me know immediately so I can go find it. Okay. Anyways, it's starred, boss.
Okay, gotcha. Thanks. RRTNZ, thank you for the super chat. You're too kind. Says Max inspired me. Here's a haiku. 575. Rude Kumar foreheads devoid of soul or rhythm. Please take Kim instead. I don't think you like Harry Kim too much. Could be just a gut feeling. Dave G Sound says, C. The snooty aliens in this episode did indeed have extra.
Oh, Dave!
You bad boy.
Dave.
Sandra Feliciano. Hey, Sandra. Hope you're doing well, dear. Says C. Math and music are related. How can a society focused on math not have music? Doctor's ego couldn't accept he could be replaced and surpassed. It was amusing since I didn't pretend it had substance. Yeah, didn't have much, did it? But I hear you. Thank you, Sandra. JT Kirk is still a man. He is officially legally Kirk. He gives it a. Did you mean to put a DB or D minus?
Yeah, no, it's DB. He means he's making a joke about decibels, I believe.
Okay, it's a fair call. Oh boy, no one tells me anything anymore.
Sorry, it's a nerd joke.
No. I failed decibel nerd stuff. This fell about as flat as a C flat. No, sorry. So fell as flat as you'd expect it would. Not only did this culture never create music, they'd never interacted with another species that did either. That's a really good point, JT.
Yeah,
smelly raspberries. Yeah, I owe you this. I think it's fair to say I owe you this one.
Neelix, and I strongly dislike Cass. Hey, did I tell you that I hate Neelix and I strongly dislike Cass? Neelix, and I strongly dislike Cass.
Yes, indeediousness. Simply Steve sees C+. Simply for Picardo's great performances, attempts to show the Komar a little musical style. Thank you, Simply Steve. Lisa says D. Blah. I think this one. I think this is one of those episodes signaling to the audience that it is running out of ideas. I think they've been out since first season, but I hear you. Appropriate that the Doctor is in a clown outfit. Kathy letting Doctor choose. No, but maternal. Yeah. Thank you, Lisa. I'm with you. I'm right there on the same page with you. Kay Roberts says, when Data struggled with music, it was his worry that he could not play with soul.
Mm-hmm.
The doc came with a plethora of pride and programmed ego. Yes. Truishness. True. Wagner says A++. Just kidding, Greg. He says D. Voyager always has to take an idea and run it into the ground, then digs it up and does it again. Please, no more singing, hollow photography, 20th century references, and holodeck romances. Well, I'll convey that wish, but I don't know what's going to happen, buddy. We will see. Brogu from my old hometown says, hey, by the way, did Mark D have a review? I don't think he did. You got one coming?
I didn't see.
Not yet.
And apparently what he meant was D flat.
D flat. Good.
Yeah. I 100% thought
Very
that it would be dB, which would be decibels. I thought he was making a decibels joke, but apparently not.
You were on the right track. It was a music joke. Fee says Brogu. He says, I thought the Doctor let his ego get out of control. Those people didn't truly love him. They loved the singing. They were quick to replace him. We can learn something from this episode, people. Yeah, we can learn that the Doctor had a couple of hot groupies and didn't do anything about it. But a pansy. Anyway, just kidding.
Mark is letting you know that
he's typing it now. Yes,
he's typing it now. Yes,
we will wait because of who he is. And we'll sing for him. Just kidding. Enough singing. Good Lord. You know, I mean, it would have been funny if maybe they had a scene where Tom Paris went down there with a tape of like AC/DC or something and played it really loud and scared the crap out of him. You could have bring some Kiss down there or something and start playing for him.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. If I were on Voyager, I'd like send them. I would say, hey, I've got some great music for you guys. I'm transmitting it down right now. Oh, really? And give them
enigmatic drop air. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking. But the trouble is that you're trying to read what people say on this side, and many times there are lots of errors and also capitalizations where people don't intend them to be. Does that make sense? So sometimes Clubby and I have to sort of guess what people are saying.
Right. Never know.
Good night, Penny.
Good night, Penny.
Sleep sweet.
Yes. I'd send them some Slim Whitman. It might make their heads explode like in Mars Attack. You know, it's like you never know. I mean,
yeah, we never know what's going on this side. We're just trying to keep our crap together. Basically, it's a lot of people talking at once.
Yeah, Gwag says, sorry, that is in the public domain, so none of that music exists in the Voyager universe. So we can't send them like yodeling, like by Slim Whitman.
It'd be great because then all their heads will explode.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Wouldn't that be neat if the Komars' heads just exploded?
It should. Let's see. Since obviously the Martians, all you need is Slim Whitman. Let's see what would work on the Komars. I'd send them the Beastie Boys. That'll make anyone's head explode.
No more Beastie Boys. It's so overdone in science fiction.
I know. I hate them. I hate them. Everyone loves them, but I hate them just because they overuse it. But anyway, I know people like them. Let's see. Send them Eminem. It'll make everybody. It'll destroy the whole planet.
Yuck.
Yeah. Send them. John Denver.
No, Perry Como.
You don't like Perry Como?
I love Perry Como.
Well, we don't want to send him anybody. Yeah, they might like him.
Papa loves Mambo.
They would like him though.
Mambo.
Yeah. Well,
send them any modern music.
We're about to get on to it. Yes. We'll send him some John Tesh. What about that?
John Tesh is terrible.
Here
comes Mark. Here comes
There's
Mark.
no such thing as modern music. There's no music left anymore. They don't make music anymore.
No, I have no idea what the hell it is, but it's not music.
Mark D says C+. Not a great episode, but Picardo's acting elevates the material. How can a species have no music? Every society on our planet does, but I guess it is highly plausible. I mean, it's the way to disprove it, is there? Another episode trying to show that Doc is sentient, but it fails a little flat. Falls a little flat and fails, as a matter of fact. Torres does have a great line. I can expand your musical subroutines all you like. I could even reprogram you, but to be a whistling teapot, yeah. And he can sing, I'm a little teapot. All right, on to the next episode, right? Ready? We're ready.
Let's do it.
Our next episode is Memorial.
It is. Memorial is season 6, episode 14. And if you're following along in the companion or the celebration, it is prod code 236.
Look who's here.
Who? Wolfie!
Wolfie! Hey there.
This first aired on February 2nd in the year 2000. Yeah. That was a very silly show. Okay, now I'm going to be reading the shite that they splatter on the walls of Wikipedia. Let's do it. Having returned from a 2-week away mission of scanning planets and gathering dilithium ore, Chakotay, Tom Paris, Harry Kim, and Neelix begin experiencing strange visions. Tom dreams he is engaged in an alien battle, whilst Harry has an anxiety attack during routine maintenance. Whoever wrote that. Really? Is Harry having routine maintenance? Think about your sentences. Meanwhile,
having?
Okay. Chakotay suffers from violent dreams about being in battle, and Neelix has a battle hallucination and takes Naomi hostage. Is it Naomi or Naomi? I forget.
Naomi
Whatever.
Wellman.
Potato. Hostage in the mess hall.
Yeah.
The doctor's tests show they are reacting to what seems to be real memories, not delusions. As Captain Janeway asks them to retrace their mission, they begin having flashbacks of their roles in a military force whose orders are to temporarily evacuate a group of colonists called the Nakan. No reason is given for the evacuation. Commander Saverdra, I think it's Saverdra, wants no bloodshed, but fears that a few of the colonists will resist leaving their homes. In fact, a small group of the colonists do begin firing weapons. Chakotay and the others panic in the ensuing chaos and shoot back. Harry kills 2 people he finds hiding in a cave. In the end, 82 Nakan or Nakan, I don't know, I don't care. Civilians are dead. It's made up. Trying to piece together the puzzle, Janeway orders Voyager into the system the away team was scanning and joins 7 of 9 in reviewing the Delta Flyer sensor logs. Or sensor logs, as Spock would say. As soon as the captain sees Tarakas, which is obviously Arrakis, the second planet encountered by the away team, she also begins having flashbacks of the massacre. She remembers pleading with Savdra to admit their mistake, but he continues to vaporize the evidence of the colonists' bodies. When she wakes up later in sickbay, that should be later when she wakes up in sickbay. These people who write this must be kicked. Janeway learns that the other crew members have also begun experiencing the battle memories. The captain sets a course for Tarakas, and Janeway, Chakotay, Tom, Tuvok, and Harry beam to the surface. But there seems to be no trace of a massacre. Harry locates the cave he remembers, still containing the 2 Natkins' remains, but they have been dead for about 300 years. Meanwhile, Janeway and Chakotay find a large structure erected in the middle of a grassy field. 7 identifies the structure as a synaptic transmitter, sending neurogenic pulses through the system. Anyone who enters will experience the memories of the battle, a memorial to the victims, and a vivid reminder to never let such a tragic mistake happen ever again. Inner light, inner light, inner light. Because the power cells are deteriorating, the memories are fragmented. As the hallucinatory nature of the experience has put people in danger, Tuvok has no hesitation about planning to shut down the transmitter. Chakotay, still shaken by the disturbing realism of the visions he has forced to endure, is equally certain. But Neelix, although equally disturbed by the experience, argues that if they do, the Nakan will be completely forgotten. Captain Janeway agrees. She orders them to recharge the power cells and to place a warning buoy into orbit, so any other unsuspecting visitors to the system will know what to expect. Inner light, inner light. They leave the memorial so it may continue to spread its haunting, effective message. Inner light, inner light, inner light. And that is all the poop flingers over at Wikipedia had to say about it. Cam! Professor R2!
Oh, hey.
And so that's it. That's all the poo flingers had to say as they finger painted in their own feces on Wikipedia. Could you please tell me what you thought of Memorial Boss? Inner light, inner light, inner light.
Do I have to?
Yes.
Do I really have to? Could I not do it? I'm going to just... Okay, I mean, there were some intriguing ideas here, but the thing is, what kind of creeps leave something like that to screw with people passing by to tell them, hey, on our planet, which you had nothing to do with, by the way, forever, we want to put out there that some people a horrible thing happened on our planet to some people in our war. That has nothing to do with you if you're passing by, because that was the thing, right? It was sending out these memories to people passing by, basically, if I'm to understand the episode correctly.
I see friends shaking hands, saying, how
do you do? Why? Why would what kind of creeps do that? I mean, the people passing by had nothing to do with it. So you have to believe that a species would have some dumb reason to do that. First of
Wasn't
all,
it Andrew Dice Clay who once said, "Why? Why are you the way you are?
Why?
Why
would they do that? Why? And then of course it gets broken up. Now you can say what you want about the argument when they say, "Hey, what are we going to do with this thing?" I think I'd destroy the sucker personally. But they don't. But they also feel like they can't destroy someone else's. And by the way, there's no prime directive here. Those people are gone. They're not there anymore. Right? There's nothing on the planet but that a memorial, which causes trauma for people for no reason. It had nothing to do with it.
Yeah. Especially because this would be like a prison sentence on many worlds. Look at what happened to O'Brien, these sort of memory engrams or engrams. It's ridiculous. Can I just say, before we go any further, that Jay Goodwin has been such great company tonight. The stuff that Jay's putting in the chat, what a rock star of a human. Anyway, sorry for interrupting. Please continue, boss.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Jay. I just, again, like I said, there was at first when I watched, because I guess I've watched it before. I don't even remember. That's how wonderful the show is, right? I think I know I've seen it at least once before, but so I wasn't really remembering much. And I'm watching it, and I'm like, okay, this is now when we finally find out what's going on, I'm like, okay, that's interesting. But then I say, well, wait a minute. First, I have to accept. I mean, we look at the horrible crap that happened to these people a long time ago. They've decided that passersby who had nothing to do with it should not a thing that just tells people, but they've got to blurt out their history to everybody that passes by. Now I know it was malfunctioning. I guess I don't know. The whole thing's like, you know what? Look, that thing's just too much trouble. Whack it out, destroy it. I don't know how I feel about that, but I think I might have just destroyed it. The thing. Either way, it's kind of a dreary episode, and I'm not into it.
Yeah, me neither. I wasn't impressed.
Yeah, I mean, I understand. Yeah, fair enough. It was an interesting concept, but it just left me kind of caught. I don't think they handled it particularly well. To perfectly honest.
And I think they borrowed too much from too many episodes. Like it's very obvious. Like at the beginning, like right off the hop, you're getting Nemesis vibes. And I'm sure there are lots of people in the chat right now or who are listening who are like, what is she talking about? This has nothing to do with the movie Nemesis. It's because like I talk about this a lot. Like people are like, they think that I'm making a mistake or that I don't know what I'm talking about. Well, a lot of the time I don't know what I'm talking about. But
what the hell?
No,
I'm rubbing off on you. You got to cut it out.
Well, no, I'm just saying, but people need to realize that if you watch all 735 iterations of Star Trek, you realize that there's a great deal of recycling. And so what I mean to say by that is the Nemesis episode starring Chakotay. So the whole first part of this, that whole war scene and the fire back and forth and the whole alien context and communication and how it happened and the premise of it is entirely from Nemesis.
Yeah, which was a good one, I thought.
Yeah, Nemesis is great, but it's just like, you're playing to the hits. So you take Nemesis and the Inner Light and you smush it together. But unfortunately, you smushed it together with your poo. And now it's just covered in poo.
Yeah. Yes, agreed. Yes, it.
You kind of went underwater there for a minute.
I had to turn my mic off for a second. Okay. Darth, hello there, and Captain Scribe, hey there. No, not Nemesis the Warlock, Captain Scribe. I wish.
No, Nemesis the Voyager episode.
The Voyager episode, yeah.
Yeah. So for my notes, I just put the Tom and B'Elanna bullshit, and many of you know that I don't like to swear on air because I just think that. Just constant swearing doesn't achieve anything. And I also don't want to mess up Clobby's algorithm and interfere with his ability to make money because he's retired and I'm trying to build his channel, not wreck it. But it really is Tom and B'Elanna bullshit at this point, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick and tired of watching people fighting and arguing. I hate that kind of stuff. I don't put up with that in real life, watching people fight and argue with one another when they're in a relationship. It's horribly teenaged as well. The things like the shouting, it's a very shouty, horrible teenaged relationship. It's always screaming and it's always verbally violent. And I'm just sick of it. I don't want to see it anymore. There are some powerful depictions of PTSD for Tom and Harry here, but it doesn't ring true because Neelix freaks me out. Okay. And Neelix always overreacts. He's much like Tom. He instantly starts, screeching and screaming, and he's violent and creepy. And if you're thinking to yourself, what is this crazy BITCH talking about? Well, it's really important to remember the background of Neelix, right? So far we've learned that Neelix was a drug dealer and he got caught dealing drugs and put his friend who was helping him, who he had roped into helping him. He got his friend, Trax?
Put in
He
jail.
got him, he blamed the whole drug deal on him, and he went to jail for most of his youth. So there's that. There's also the fact that Neelix was in the military and he abandoned his posts, but he didn't just abandon his post. Remember how Neelix did it. Neelix was sent with a ship, the ship that he currently has in Voyager. He was sent in that ship to go and rescue children that were basically experiencing the same thing as Hiroshima or Hiroshima. I realize this is an international crowd.
Right.
Or Nagasaki. Okay. He gets there. He sees these children on fire melting. He doesn't go in and help them and evacuate them like he's supposed to. He not only does he desert his post militarily, but he leaves the children there. And then he dates Kes and has nightmares that Kes is one of the children that he abandoned. So this character is a hot mess. And I don't feel sorry for him at all. And all this stuff that we know about him being a total creep, nothing feels, it just feels so hollow. You don't feel anything for the character. Chakotay is great as usual. I love Chakotay, but this isn't the Chakotay show. This episode is way too much like Nemesis. The whole front half of the episode feels like Nemesis. And for those that, like I said, that are sitting at home saying, what is this BITCH talking about? I'm not talking about the movie. I'm talking about the episode. Neelix abandoned children to be burned to death. Please, no more. I don't want to feel sorry for this guy, I wrote. This is the inner light mixed with Nemesis. There is significant recycling here. This re-experiencing the death of a species is something that we have already experienced in Star Trek, but it was done with a great deal of compassion. It was rendered well. It was heart-rending. It was quite good, and none of that happens here. And another thing I don't like about it is that it introduces this idea of trigger warnings. So they put a trigger warning on this memorial. And they should not have done that at all. What they should have done is they should have said that they were going to enter all of the data from the memorial into the Starfleet ledger, into the Starfleet logs, and that they would leave a holographic representation that could be activated by anyone who wanted to visit the obelisk. But that's not what happens. Instead, we get this weird trigger warning crap that is very popular today. So overall, it's a big D for dumporama. Like if you have to go to the washroom and you just have a dumporama, it's a D minus. It's a D minus.
Yeah, I also give it a D minus. Even the recycling doesn't bother me as much. Just the silliness of I guess it's the whole bizarreness of this species that would do something like this. I don't know. It just although the only thing I did like was the scene with the TV at the beginning of the television set. Yeah. So
yes, that was very cute. And I just want to say Professor R2 has put something academic into the chat that I very much appreciate. And I would just like to say that there are copious amounts of data to substantiate what he has placed in the chat. This is categorically true. Trigger warnings are scientifically proven to increase anxiety and increase sensitivity to what one is going to watch. So even if one is not predisposed to being quite nervous or upset or so on and so forth, that can be experienced just by this suggestion. So thank you for adding that, Professor R2. It's very scholarly of you and most enjoyable.
Indeed. Yeah, Gwag, I'm here. Gwag is triggered by trigger warnings. So, all right, my friends, let's see. We've now given you our take and our rating. So now, for you,
the word is given.
Come forward with your any reviews and ratings you may have for the episode memorial. And while number one is collecting those, I will bring us some classic Max Redstone entertainment. First, before I do that, I need to get caught up on something, though. Mike, our good buddy Michael Beacom could not make it tonight, but I promised him I would tell you what he thought about the episodes. So on Virtuoso, he gave it a G minor. He said, seriously, though, a D. He said, okay, a race which makes audible noise to talk but does not understand music. You're going to have to try a lot harder than this to make me believe that crap. Now, if they were all telepaths and had no mouths or spoken language or something, you might sell the idea, but otherwise, nope. Just another show off the doctor episode. Nice to see. What do you say? Oh, we left that. He didn't finish with nice to see. I think he meant to write something else and didn't figure it. But anyway, so that's good. We'll get his views on the other ones later. But Max Redstone, in the meantime, has for us a limerick for the episode memorial. All right, folks, memorial, by the way, Max Redstone. He says, life for the crew is soon to be tougher. An obelisk carries pain and transmits it. Oh, sorry. Life for the crew is soon to be tougher. An obelisk carries pain and transmits it from its buffer. While it is no fun to see, friends go through PTSD. At least we can see that rodent Neelix suffer. Whoa. I'm sorry I fumbled all over it there, Maxie, but you got it done. Nice.
Two things I want to say.
Oh, yeah,
and
that's right.
Bubba Doom!
Oh, my goodness. Yes, welcome, Darth and Captain Scribe. And Bubba Doom's here, huh? All right, Bubba Doom. Bubba Doom 1 to be exact. All right. Oh, there we go. Shuta. Shuta says, he put something. How about a big red button that says, please, feel free, please feel our pain. Give people the option, damn it. Yeah, it's terrible. I'm with you.
Give me your pain. Sean Carter from Mars.
Sean's here? All right.
Sean just walks through the door.
I couldn't help but notice your pain. It runs deep. Share it with me. All right.
What does God want with the starship?
He doesn't want to go anywhere near Voyager, that's for sure. Wes Cagle says the Nakin will be completely forgotten. Can't they just dismantle the synaptic transmitter and then just leave a memorial plaque? Also, the Voyager will have the records F at Voyager.
Yeah. I love Wes Cagle. It's just
it is a daft idea why these people would do that.
It is. Yeah. Just good.
Dave G sounds as D. In screening the finished episode, the execs were thinking back to TNG. Good writers. Why you? We have to find you. Where are you? Right. Spoiler.
Where are you?
Spoiler, they did not find them in large supply. Afraid not, sir. Afraid not. Thank you, Dave G. Dave G. Lisa says C. Good grief. Guessing plus guessing. where this story is going to end with a mind-altering shrine beacon. Totally agree with sentiment to preserve history, but using this practice, let's not go there. I mean, yeah, they don't deserve to be remembered to do crappy things like this to people passing by, for God's sake. RTNZ says,
especially children.
Yeah.
Kids.
Another good concept undermined by mediocre actors and logic fails. False memory trope is overused in Trek, DS9, TNG 2, but PTSD is real. This gets a B for better than most. Thank you, RR. Guagnar says grade D-. More PTSD trauma that will never be mentioned again. You think? You're probably right. They could have fixed this plot point easily. Once Voyager repairs the device, it only gives you the story and not permanent memories, just like they had watched a movie. That's what it should have been in the first place. It could have just sitting at the people's brains. What? These people are rotten. They don't deserve to be remembered. Screw them. Can we put up an obelisk as a reminder to never let such a tragic mistake as this episode happen again? Yes.
Oh, God, I love you.
Yes, sir. Scuba Pizzas F. I wanted to leave the warning buoy around this episode.
With the poop.
Yeah.
With the poop.
Eric K says D. First being in a shuttle stuck with Neelix and no shower for 2 weeks. Why? The horror. Tom has not showered yet. Milana does not seem to mind. Yeah, what did Tom, Harry, and Chipotle do to have? Yeah, no crap. Neelix on this away mission. Once the human brain realizes it is fake memories, they should fade. Good Neelix did not hurt the lizard child.
Yeah,
it's good,
but very worrisome. How is the Naomi, however you want to say it, what happens with her with Neelix is real. And so, it's just what?
Scary.
It's just what?
Yep.
They don't tie it up. They don't fix it. Last night I was watching Battlestar Galactica for the first time since 1978.
Oh, cool.
And I was just thinking to myself, God, I love Hatch. God, I love Battlestar Galactica.
I love Richard Hatch, Dirk Benedict, even a little Lorne Green.
And I forgot how much I loved the original Boomer. And I forgot how much I loved the original Colonel Ty. And I forgot how good Apollo is with the kids.
And he passed the other day, original Colonel Ty, Terry Carter, passed away.
I know.
Damn it.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Rest in peace. 90-something years old. 90-something. Jill says, F, I want to talk to you later about Galactica, though. I'm glad you're watching it. We will review it soon. Jill says, F, I'd rather have just watched cartoons from Tom's TV than suffer this abomination of adjectivium. Wow. If this planet sends out telepathic memory implants, why does it take so long to surface? I don't know. This is an unending, merciless slog of dramatic emotional manipulation with a message I usually enjoy. It is important to remember history so it isn't forgotten. But this, forcing people like this is horrible. However, there is a better way to express history than psychologically damaging people. Yes, indeed. They're building to a twist, but the crew could have committed the crimes was unbelievable. Yeah, Janeway, never mind. Don't get me started on the way she handled it. I struggle to give a damn because they forgot how to write Star Trek. They don't want to write the characters they've been given, so they completely altered them. It's disturbing. Yeah. It's like Inner Light, except if Picard was forced to be genocidal with no control. BOBW notwithstanding. I should know what that is, but and that's I'm brain fried. Sorry.
I don't know. There's just too much going on. There's just too many people having conversations. I bet you I would read that a half an hour from now and go, that's what it is. But I just don't know what it is right now.
Codes. We got
Do
codes
you?
going on. No,
I
I
know,
mean,
I know. I can't think of it.
I'm not
Too
a
many
decoder
conversations.
Right now. Well, when you're behind the seat and you're when you're on the spot like this, sometimes just, and that's the message of an ancient civilization wanted to, best of both worlds. Best of both worlds, that's what it is. Wanted to send that Janeway supports. I think I haven't looked at the chat, so I don't know. But we'll go with that. Okay, thank you, Jill. Thank you, Jill. Well done as always.
SP4H, that is actually how you spell Colonel Ty's name, but it really shouldn't be the way that you spell Colonel Ty's name, because I think it within the story it's supposed to be Titus, because I believe that Ty, like in Greek, is actually Timothy. So but the Ty they're talking about is actually Irish Gaelic, so that's why it's TIGH. But I do believe that was just what the author chose, because it should be Titus. If we're going in story with the lore, with the storytelling apparatus. So that's a great spelling, but that's I don't know why it's spelled that way. That's just the author's choice, is what I'm trying to say. It doesn't have any significance.
Shooter says D. Another recycled episode done better before. Should have known they were fake memories when Neelix said he tried to protect the children. I wonder what these aliens were thinking when they set up these mind-altering records. You will comply with our ideals rather offensive, really. It's horrible. Screw them.
Mm-hmm.
Let's keep this emotionally distressing beacon active and deploy a warning probe that won't warn a ship before the effects of the memorial are felt. Dull, slow, and boring. It's garbage, yo. I hear you. Maximum Redstoner says, I am once again reserving my right to make up an episode to review in lieu of this burning bag of dog crap. B+. Tom borrows the doctor's mobile emitter to play a prank on Harry. Okay. And things go horribly wrong as the movie Die Hard comes to life. The Voyager becomes Nakatomi Plaza, and Neelix forced to reprise Paul Gleason's role. Welcome to the party, pal. Chief Dwayne T. Robinson. Paul Gleason, that's what he played. In the end, we see the crew come together as one to overcome adversity with passion and intrepidity. As Tom and B'Elanna, John and Holly are reunited, and Harry accidentally phasers Neelix. Accidentally, you say. I'm sure it's an
Barbecue
accident.
the chicken man.
Yeah, yippee-ki-yay. Yippee-ki-yay, indeed. All right. Well done, Maxie. Enigmatic Drop Bear says D. In many ways, this is an archetypal of Voyager. Borrow ideas, borrow in quotes, I like that. Ideas from other Star Trek stories and call back to previous events, even though the show eschews continuity. That's another thing. If you're going to rip off things, but yeah, you're right. Good part.
Yep.
The moral of the story is laudable. Acknowledge historical events to avoid repeating them. However, it's not the Voyager crew's past. It's not the Voyager crew's past. So how does foisting it on them achieve anything? It's weird. Not only on them and anyone else just passing by. It's absolutely. These are some despicable creatures who put this thing up. Wolfie says D. I'm all in on the holographic reenactment of Gettysburg. Antietam. We can skip the dysentery this time. All right, Wolfie. Skip the dysentery indeed. JT Kirk says one Cadry beast and a Craddy beast out of 5. Second story of the same show where Chipotle is roped into a war The napkins are even worse. Napkins worse than the melon. Sorry. Theta radiation is one thing. The napkins gave mental scars to countless people. They did. They're jerks.
I love that he's calling them napkins.
Yeah, it's better than the other word. I mean, like, man, you just don't know what you do when you put up weird words to us. We're like trying our best not to sound bad. And man.
Well, the thing is that I accept it if it's written for the eye. So if it's a book and you're reading it and you want it to be super immersive, so you start using all of these, you use wild diction, use wild vocabulary. That's marvelous. But this is actually written for the ear.
Oh, my ears hurt.
Right?
I hurt when I do that. D-. Alt title, Memory Wipes, Please. The obelisk should have crumbled out at least a century prior to Voyager's discovery. It's a terrible idea to make passerby suffer for nothing they did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep. Chicken Man should have been dreaming about food, not taking her as hostage.
Yeah, that was pretty rough. And the fact that they did not even try to rectify it at the end is pretty gosh darn disturbing, I think, anyway.
Yep. Dave J. Sound gives it a D flat. And Anonymous Gamer gives it an F for fail. That's all the reviews we have now.
Mark?
Marco.
Did I miss Marco Polo? Marco.
No, he'll be here, I guess.
Where
On the way, he
heck?
says. He must be watching TV. I wouldn't blame
Roger,
him.
Dodger. What's your vector, Victor?
He's watching more episodes of Voyager and stuff because he loves it so much, he can't get enough.
He does. He meditates on Voyager. He
Did
watches it 24 hours a day.
Did I give Michael Beacon's review yet?
No, not for this one. Just the first
Oh,
one.
yeah,
right?
here we go. Here, Michael.
Yeah, do Michael.
Memorial. Here we go. Gives it a D. He says, okay, someone wants to make a war memorial, so they make a psychic beacon to attack passersby. That's almost stupid enough to be true, but good grief. And of course, Insane Way is not content with merely letting her crew get assaulted. She wants the beacon up to full power so many more races can be traumatized. And then comparing that to Civil War memorials, anyone with real PTSD should be shutting off their sets in disgust. Nicely said, Michael Beacon. Nicely said.
Max says Mark didn't write. Mark didn't submit a review for this episode. He ran out of synonyms for shite.
Oh, don't challenge him.
Buddy.
Don't challenge him. He'll take that challenge. Oh, man. Oh, man. Maybe he's still watching the episode.
I don't know. Mark.
I mean, it's not, you don't have to write one if you don't feel like it.
No, you have to write one. We're waiting for you. Now get your crap together, mister. Well, there we go. Marco
says C-. This episode is trying to make an important point. Don't forget horrible events that have happened in the past, and make sure nobody else forgets it either, even if you've never met them before from another planet, apparently.
Make sure you traumatize as many children as possible.
From other planets and all that stuff. However, they are fake memories the whole time. Yeah. You do. True. That's another problem. Oops.
Oh my gosh, Mark.
He said, and I'm just not as invested in the crew to feel much empathy towards them. But
it's a lot for Mark to say something like that. He's a Boy Scout leader. I mean, he's so caring.
They're fictional.
Yeah, but they lost Mark. They lost the Cub Scout leader.
I can believe that an alien race would do something like this so others can feel their pain, a la Bill Clinton. I'm not saying that name on this one.
Ew.
Ooh. Janeway should have changed the memorial so it didn't alter people's minds without consent. It should have become a passive memorial. Otherwise, the next species that encounters it are likely to destroy it. This episode would have gotten much higher grade if Kirkor had emerged from Kirok. Yeah,
he means
emerged from the obelisk. Have emerged from the obelisk. Yeah,
he means Kirok.
Kirok.
Yeah, well, look,
All right.
it's Clobby and I, it's our job to sort out whatever the algorithm is trying to say for you.
Yes. Let's get out of here.
Anyway,
let's drop this turd. And our
Yeah.
next one is unpronounceable. Sunkatse. Sunkatse. Okay, it's just annoying to pronounce, not unpronounceable.
Yeah.
It's annoying. And
like I
wait a
said,
minute.
Shows written for the ear.
But here we go. We forgot to make sure, because this episode, unlike any other, it really is about to bang the rocks together, guys. Thank you, Wagner. Rocks get bounced and banged together in this one.
They do. So,
okay. Sunkatse. Sorry. Sunkatse. Go ahead.
Is season 6, episode 15, production code 332. This first aired on February 9th in the year 2000.
In the year 2000.
And now I'm going to be reading the fecal finger paintings as Splish Splashed taking a bath on Wikipedia.org. The crew are granted shore leave on an alien planet. Commander Chakotay and Lieutenant Bolana Torres attend a mixed martial arts ring sport called Sunkatse, while Captain Catherine Janeway visits a neighboring system in the Delta Flyer. Following the match, 7 of 9 and Lieutenant Commander Tuvok ask Chakotay if they can study a micronebula on an away mission. He grants them permission, telling them that they can spend their shore leave in whatever manner they choose. 7 and Tuvok depart in the shuttle, but are captured by an alien vessel en route, and Tuvok is injured. 7 is brought to Pank, who blackmails her into fighting in Sunkatse matches, or else Tuvok will be refused medical treatment. Chakotay invites other crew members to join him at the next Sunkatse match.
Just call it MMA. That's what it is anyway.
Yeah. These include Neelix, who is forced to restrict his activities following an allergic reaction to a homeopathic medical treatment. They arrive at the boat, and Chakotay explains the rules of the fight to Neelix. Wow, whoever wrote this, they should just, I don't advocate for violence, but serious damage to the shins. And perhaps a Klingon pain stick inserted somewhere. The first challenger walks out, a Pandari man, and the Voyager crew are surprised when he is followed by 7. As the two circle each other, Chakotay contacts Torres on the ship and updates her on the match, ordering her to transport 7 back to Voyager. Torres discovers that 7 is not on the planet's surface, and the fight is actually a holographic projection. 7 is defeated by the Pandari and later wakes up in the fighter's barracks, where Hirogen is healing her with a dermal regenerator. Pink visits the duo and informs 7 that her next match will be to the death. After he leaves, the Hirogen promises to train her. 7 accepts his training, realizing that if Voyager can rescue them, she and Tuvok must still survive until then. On Voyager, the crew tracked down the source of the holographic transmission, a much larger ship. 7 is led out for the Sunkatse match, and it discovers that the Hirogen himself is her opponent. As they start to fight, Voyager attacks the Sunkatse vessel and destroys a localized shield generator. Torres transports Tuvok off the ship, but 7 isn't in the unshielded area of the ship. The Hirogen takes the advantage in the match, and the Voyager's weapons are taken offline. Oh my God. Janeway arrives on the Delta Flyer and destroys the Sunkatse's ship signal generators, which broadcast the matches. Pank reroutes power to another transmitter, thus weakening his shields. As 7 takes her position to reluctantly kill the Hirogen, both are transported onto Voyager. Afterwards, Chakotay tells the Hirogen that they are en route to transfer him to a nuclear vessel. No, to a
Nuclear
vessel of
vessels.
his species. The Herodian thanks the crew and tells them that he plans to look for his son. And wow, that was difficult to get through due to horrifically bad writing. Clobby, what did you think of Sunkatse?
Oh, sorry. What? Yeah. What? Oh, I'm sorry. I must have dozed off. Sorry. Why don't you just call it MMA? I mean, that's all it was, right? I mean,
but not only that,
was,
why would there be Japanese mixed martial arts in the Delta Quadrant?
I don't. I mean, I guess they have. I can buy into having fighting matches in other planets and crap like that.
Yeah,
I can
but
buy
not
into
Japanese, written in Japanese.
that. Yeah. I mean, I understand that's silly, but a lot of things are silly on this show. Let's see. I can. By the way, what a waste of two great Trek character actors. Well, Jeffrey Combs is wasted.
Yep.
J.G. Hertzler's actually really good in it.
Yep.
The episode itself just it's not as there. I mean, at least, and it's not as dumb as some of them. It's just kind of silly that they just did a whole episode so they could put The Rock on there and have fighting. And it's such a waste of time. The character stuff between Seven and what's his face, J.G. Hertzler, that stuff is the only stuff that's even mildly interesting to me in the episode. All the dopey stuff with the crew being into fighting all of a sudden, whatever the student Scott's good to go, whatever it is it just I don't care. It's just a big time waster for me personally. I mean, like I said, I've seen way worse ones. Again, I did like Hertzler. But man, you're gonna waste Jeffrey Combs like that? What's wrong with you?
Yeah,
he just doesn't even do anything. He's just whatever. So it's a go. Let's just get it over with. This is just drivel for me. Go with your notes.
Okay, these are my notes. This is what I wrote down with a pencil and a piece of paper. Japanese WWE in the Delta Quadrant. Too much like the Gamesters of Triskelion,
which had a story, by the way.
Pardon?
So, which had a story, by the way, and was pretty good, but yeah.
Yeah, but when you see the harnesses and the weird colors, you realize, wow, they watched the Gamesters of Triskelion and tried to Gamester of Triskelion.
I hear you, but that actually has an intelligent story, I thought, but yeah.
Yeah, I love the Gamesters of Triskelion. Too much like by Inferno's Light, which is the DS9 Worf in the ring with the Jemadar. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, also pretty good. I thought that was a pretty good one.
Yeah, and what's really crazy is that Hertzler and Combs are also in that episode, and they are in this episode as well.
That's right.
Yeah, so it's like I said, folks, lots of recycling.
Derivative.
The WWE stuff is really awful. The fake wrestling is terrible. The Rock gets his ass kicked by a small woman who doesn't perspire, and her hairstyle is barely affected. I mean, if you took off her feet, how much does she weigh? Like maybe 125? I mean, with the feet, maybe 150? Because she has
my
skis.
goodness.
Anyway, have you seen her feet? Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Anyway, the Herodian are supposed to be extremely tall, and Hertzler is the wee teeny tiniest of all of the Herodian I have ever seen. The Herodian are supposed to be massive. Like the minimum height for Herodian, I would say, would maybe be 6'6", 6'5".
Wow.
And he's like what, 4'11"? Like, I don't know why why didn't they do something about it? Anyways, so here we have The Rock, who is a very large man, getting beat up by a teeny tiny woman, except for her feet. And then, the Herodian is a pocket-sized Herodian. You could just you just fold them up, put them in your pocket. Too small. Interesting that Seven doesn't need an alcove to regenerate. That says regenerate. I was just writing really sloppy because I was lying down in bed. It's a D.
Yeah. I don't even know if I want to rate it. Let's see what I forgot. What I already forgot what I rated. Yeah, it's a D. It's just for dumb and boring, and D for dull. Yeah, just whatever, man. Let's burn this sucker. Let's get it over with. All right, my friends. See how enthused we are about this one. But don't forget to bang the rocks together, guys. Okay. All right.
The word is given.
Please now come forward with any ratings and reviews you may have of Sunkatse. MMA, in other words. And I will bring us some Max Redstone entertainment. Well, right. It'll be the best thing that this episode ever had made for it. Okay. Sunkatse by Max Redstone. Oh, Max, dude, you had to put the word in there twice. I gotta say it. It's enough. It's a chore saying that word. All right. Sunkatse. Does it have a slogan? Or a most popular athlete? Maybe Hulk Hogan. But with such fast-paced fights, screaming fans, fancy lights. The only thing missing is commentary from Joe Rogan. Whoa, that was pretty good. Nicely done, sir. And while number one is collecting more of those, we'll give you Michael Beacon's take on Sunkatse. He says, where are we at? Okay. D minus. I think he gives it a D minus. Is that right? Yeah, he gives it a D minus and says, okay, this time let's show off 7 of 9. Again, no serious attempt to make it seem plausible that this race needs to kidnap combatants. Recycled Spartacus nonsense. Hope this wasn't someone's favorite. I would upgrade it to a B if they dressed 7 of 9 in something from Buck Rogers in the 25th century, same place they got their script. But not even a two-piece, was it a bottle bikini, whatever you call that, bikini. Sorry. So, thank you, Michael. Now let's see what we got going up in here. Oh wow. Understood, Mark. Thank you.
Aye, Mark.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, dude. I didn't even know he was here. Did he say hello?
Well, whatever. Quick draw McGraw. I'm okay.
Yep. Did he acknowledge himself in the chat?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. All right. Wes Cagle says, A+++. This is my favorite all-time Star Trek ever. It's the most wonderful thing I've ever. Oh, sorry. Mirror universe.
West, I'm so sorry.
Sorry, West. West says, I can't see the title of this episode without thinking of the anime Tsukiyami or whatever. Sorry, I'm terrible with that kind of word. Sorry, my mind wanders off too easily watching this crap. Anyway, F for Frack Voyager.
I love you, West.
Thank you, West. You rock, buddy.
And Clubby, you don't speak Japanese?
Not that I know of.
Get out of here! Come
yes,
on.
I do. Why Chungaran?
Come on,
okay.
all the YouTubers out there, they
I do
pretend
know
that they speak many languages. Like
I do know the whole
Vietnamese and all sorts of stuff.
I can sing the Monty Python song "I Like Chinese," and I know all the lyrics of that. Just only because of the song. Dave G. Sound says, C. The Rock's short appearance in this equals Christian Slater's very short appearance in Star Trek 6 guest stars for their eras. At the time, I love the most of the actors, hated the writing and story. Thank you, Dave G.
Claude Selling just walked through the door.
Hey, Claude Selling. Hello there.
Hey, Jay, that's a good song.
What? What's that? Okay. All right, good to see you, Claude. Sorry. I just wanted to write that down so I forget it. Where were I? Okay. Shooter says B minus. Okay, shore leave on an alien planet and fighting. That was a cool shot, by the way, over the alien planet with all the ships and stuff. Okay. Planet and fighting matches, not bad. Although aren't we only well past high origin space? I guess not, but they go all over the place. Then 7 becomes the best fighter, and you lost me. Oh yeah, the bestest ever. Because reasons. She never had to fight before of any time like that.
She just shows them her enormous feet, and they surrender.
Any chance to get 7 hot and sweaty, but she doesn't even do that. Yeah, no kidding, man. What a ripoff. Tupac and Baynana are both physically stronger. True, they are stronger than her, you'd think. Or throw Neelix in there. That would be fun. Yes. Jeffrey Combs is his usual slimy self, and Herzler is a good Hirogen. The Rock just had to get the single eyebrow raise in there, didn't he? Nice casting for the episode. But what a waste, though, somehow. Of course, Voyager's one of the most powerful ships in the quadrant until plot says otherwise. I should dislike this episode, but a good cast and some fun action. Bring it up. All right, Shooter. Thank you, buddy.
Thanks, Shooter.
RRTNZ says Voyager does gladiators. It's got everything. It's got everything. A space battle, tons of fistfights. The Rock quality actors from DS9 and 7 learns that as Mike Tyson once said, everyone thinks resistance is futile until they get punched in the face by me, Mike Tyson. Dumb but awesome. So A for ass kicking. What? What? What's wrong? I can't do my Mike Tyson. What's over you?
Oh God!
What happened? What
it sounds like Zeki.
No, Mike Tyson. You never hear Mike Tyson talk? It is sort of like Zeki, but it's Mike Tyson. Trust me.
Oh my God, Chloe. I love you.
I love you. J. Kurt says D minus. The writers, what writers? I'm sorry. The writers, quotations, should get a red match for this popsicle. Super 7's chesticles, chef's kiss.
Yep.
I would give this an A+++. If only they had thrown Neelix in and shown him lose 14 times in an hour. Well, it would be the greatest episode ever to do that.
Terrible. God, I love you,
so Professor
Wolfie says Mike Tyson has been eating way too many tube grubs.
Don't you ever hear? Did you ever hear Mike Tyson talk? Well, they're different. Not much. Granted, now that you mentioned it, but I never even thought of. I wasn't even thinking of Zeki. Wow, now I think Mike Tyson sounds like Zeki. Professor R2 says B+. For the guest stars, D+. For the dull, uninteresting story, which also reminded me of the much better Babylon 5 episode TKO. Yeah, that was an excellent one. A+ for the synergistic corporate marketing. Yes, that was a good episode, a really good episode of Babylon 5 from the first season. Yeah. Got a Baldy episode. C- says Eric K. Why was 7 so strong? She is no longer a drone. Do all former drones maintain the enhanced strength and agility? I guess that's the play here. If so, all former people infected by the Borg should be enhanced. Guess they are.
With double D's and big feet.
And big feet. You and those feet. Might be a good way for the whole crew to become enhanced, and maybe then they will not get beat to heck every other episode. Where was the Aero shuttle, the captain's yacht? Does she have a captain's yacht?
I think I asked that of Wolfie, and I don't remember what Wolfie answered. But I always like to ask engineers about that. But I'm not sure if the Voyager has a captain's yacht.
So,
yes. Tyrone Lethbridge is here.
Hey, Tyrone. Lethbridge, what's up? Good to see you. Tyron? Tyron, yes.
Might be Tyron. I'm not sure if it's
No
Tyron
problem.
or Tyrone.
Good to see you, Tyron.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Wolfie. By the way, Wolfie does I think he said it before, but I can't remember. Does Voyager have the captain's yacht? There we go. And yes, I'm doing the Monty Python pronunciation, so don't get mad. Which is the fake one, but we know, but I still like doing it because Monty Python did it. I lost Wolfie. Wolfie says D. So this was the product of United Piss Mountain Network getting WCW or WWF rights. Yeah, could be. At a young age, I saw this as a point of no return for Trek. Crack rock is what must be cooking.
And Wolfie said that Voyager has an Aero shuttle, and it is very much like the captain's yacht.
Okay.
And Lasher just walks through the door.
Really? Lasher. Hello there. Welcome. Let's see. Gwagnar says he gives it a grade a D minus. They showed that Chipotle has done research into Sunkatse. I guess he didn't have a problem with the fight to the death parts. All it needed was carry Haruka Tagwa. Why me? Yelling fatality. Why me? Why
I know they do it to us on purpose. It's important that every time we do a Star Trek show that there are at least 15 languages happening at once. Then we have the inevitable pronunciation correction in the chat. It's just like, it's perfect. All of these voices, all of these languages.
That wasn't unreasonable what Wag put in there. I just didn't really recognize those words. Thank you, Wag.
You don't speak Japanese. Get out of here.
I thought I did. No, I should have known. I should have been able to. I'm an idiot. This is Parker Luck. Thank you. He says, the only great thing about this episode is Jeffrey Combs and Hertzler, I think it means, for guest starring. And then The Rock was supposed to be the perishable president, a comic about broken America by Image Comics. Yeah, I know of it. C minus. Thank you, Parker. Simply Steve says F rating alt title. Some dumb cats up there. Dwayne, the tub I'm drowning. Dwayne, the tub I'm drowning. This was a revisit of Arena Ep, as well as a mini Herogen is bested by a Borg. Who'da thunk it? Thank you, Steve. You will rascal you.
Dwayne, the bathtub I'm drowning.
Lisa says.
Lisa!
D. The Rock. No thanks. Although Jeffrey Combs' voice was a welcome surprise. A Coliseum ship with abducted gladiators and remote viewing is interesting. Dark topic with a glimmer of hope for humanity. Thank you, Lisa. Yeah, I agree with that.
Boss.
Yes.
You're getting like lots of tips and gifts from Eric K.
Thank you, Eric, buddy. Appreciate that, buddy. He says, Voyager's, thank you for the 2 super chats, buddy. He says, Voyager's captain's yacht is named the Aero Shuttle.
Yeah.
One more shuttle gone. Grab another keychain. Thank you, buddy.
Eric. Thank you, Eric.
Yeah, thank you, buddy. Let's see. This is for you, Eric.
Happy birthday.
Even though it's not your birthday. Let's see. What would Eric like? I don't know. You'll like crazy.
Get those nerds! Nerds! What?
Brain, what is brain?
All right. Thank you, Eric. Let's see.
He was 16.
Enigmatic Drop Bear says D+. How bizarre, a crossover between Star Trek and WWF. Was this a network cross promotion exercise? It was, because it was on UPN. Yeah. Talk about shoehorning the zeitgeist of the time into your franchise. Absolutely, that's what it was there, EDS.
Yeah, and very sad. Sad.
Pathetic.
Malachi D. Wildman's here. Malachi!
Hey, Malachi. Good to see you. My pin's messed up. Sorry. All right, let's see here what we got now. Okay. Jill says C. Frankly, predominantly combative, action-oriented episodes often cause me to lose attention span, as I am not a wrestling aficionado. That makes two of us, and I think we're the only two. But I do want a Toby the Targ. Well, yeah, I guess I want one too. I don't know what that is. Yeah, Toby the Targ. That's right. 7 is fighting because she's forced into it. It's a common TOS theme game, Sears Arena, Savage Curtain, and Red and Circuses. So I don't begrudge Voyager for trying their hand at one. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, they're all going to do it. It's not as compelling as its betters. It's entertaining to see The Rock and Jeffrey Combs. The twist of having to face her instructor is another trope seen before, but I enjoyed it. Fair enough. It would have been more interesting to see 7 refuse to commit the final blow before they were saved by the transporter, but at least she does hesitate. Thank you, Jill. Now, the great Max Redstew is in full-on epic mode tonight. Oh, not like on Thursday nights, but still. C-, he says. An interesting concept, an entire civilization supported primarily by pay-per-view fights. Don King would be insanely jealous. I suppose this episode was a bit more than a rating stunt. The problem here is borrowing too much from too many other Star Trek episodes for this episode to come into its own, or for the viewer to sufficiently suspend disbelief and make the story work. Excellent. Well said. The Rock's cameo isn't wasted, though Jeffrey Combs as Pank is a kind of a throwaway. J.G. Hertzler does a beautiful job as the burned out prisoner trainer come fighter. Indeed. 2 things did sell this episode for me. First was the fight choreography, which was not horrible. Second was the relationship between 7 and the Hirogen. Yeah, that was pretty good. Come to think about it, they probably should have gone all in and hired Don King. It would be more believable. To be honest, it was nice seeing 7 getting hot and bothered in a tight outfit. Yeah, I can't argue with that. Yeah. How did that happen? Malachi D. Wildman says, "Hello, chat. This episode has given me an insight onto Star Trek. You know what would have made TOS better? A bowler Star Trek Enterprise should have had real water polo player." Good to see you there, Malachi. Thank you. Mark D with the Senior Chief Engineer for a final review of this one. C. Normally I love wrestling and don't mind smelling what The Rock is cooking, but this story is too predictable. It's a Rocky clone with The Rock and another vehicle to showcase 7. And all of her Borg enhancements originally written for Tuvok. Oh, since when do her implants make her stronger? How can so many people know and survive the Borg? Seems like their assimilation rate is way down these days. Worf did it much better in By Inferno's Light when he fought in the prison against the Dominion soldiers. That was really good, yeah. All right, thank you. So I guess we're ready. We're ready to move on to our final episode.
Yes.
All right. Our next and final episode of the evening, folks, is called Collective. And And while you're on, start with that. I'm going to go take medicine.
Go ahead,
Be
boss,
right back.
because it looks like the Wikipedia entry for the plot for this episode is like, it's got to be at least 900 words,
Oh,
maybe
my
1,000.
I'll go quickly.
I don't understand it.
Um,
Anyways,
do what you got to do. I'll be right back. Sorry. I'll handle it. I'll be as fast as I can.
okay. I just took a sip of tea.
Okay.
Collective is season 6, episode 16. This is production code 235. This first aired on February 16th in the year 2000. And I'm going to be reading from the fecal finger paintings that folks call wikipedia.org. And this is really long. There's no reason for, it's starting to challenge the length of the script at this point. There's really no need to write, 1,100 words about this. This is absolutely ridiculous, but I'm going to read it because that's what the boss wants me to do. During an away mission, the Delta Flyer is intercepted by a Borg cube. Chakotay, Paris, and Neelix find themselves in what appears to be an assimilation chamber. A partially assimilated body with crude Borg implants lies on a table in the center of the room. Harry Kim, who was knocked unconscious during the initial encounter, is still aboard the Delta Flyer, which is inside the Borg cube. Voyager locates the Delta Flyer and the disabled Borg cube. The Borg's erratic attack strategy allows Voyager to disable the cube's weapons array, and 7 detects only 5 Borg signatures aboard the cube. The Borg agree to return the captured crew members in exchange for Voyager's navigational deflector, which would leave Voyager without warp propulsion. 7 surmises the Borg want the deflector to contact the collective. While stalling the Borg, Janeway sends 7 to their ship to confirm that the captured crew members are unharmed. 7 discovers the drones aboard the cube are all dead, except for 5 children, who believe the Borg will rescue them once their link is reestablished. 7 returns to Voyager with a dead adult drone. The Doctor discovers that a space-borne virus killed it. The immature drone was unaffected by the virus because they were protected well inside of maturation chambers. Mechanical malfunctions later opened their chambers prematurely. The Doctor also discovers that if the pathogen is revived, it could be used to neutralize the drone children. Janeway considers weaponizing the virus against other Borg, an idea the Doctor opposes. Sorry. Because Voyager cannot give up its deflector, Janeway offers 7 technical services in repairing the cube's technology. A Borg child threatens Janeway, saying the repairs must be completed in 2 hours, or else a hostage will be killed. Meanwhile, Kim regains consciousness inside of the Delta Flyer and contacts Voyager. 7 attempts to break the Borg children away from the collective and persuade them to join Voyager's crew. While working on the cube's repairs, 7 discovers that the collective deliberately ignored the drone's distress call, considering them irrelevant and damaged. Their link to the collective was permanently severed. The drone children were unable to decrypt the collective's reply that they were unworthy of reassimilation. Oh, please reconsider how you are writing, folks. Meanwhile, Kim is captured and awakens to raw-looking implants on his face. First, the unnamed leader of the Borg children grows frustrated and demands that Voyager turn over their deflector immediately. 7 tells the drone children that the collective will never return them to them and that their distress call was purposefully ignored. Voyager successfully beams Chakotay, Paris, and Neelix back onto Voyager, but 7 and Kim are held in a shielded area. Angered, First violently attacks 7, but his second pulls him away. As the cube's transwarp core destabilizes, 7 orders evacuation. However, First refuses to leave and is lethally shocked and knocked off his feet. 7 confronts him as he dies, though he remains defiant, proclaiming, "We are Borg." Back aboard Voyager, the Doctor successfully removes Kim's and the children's Borg implants. 7 partially salvages the cube's database including the surviving children's original assimilation profiles. Why they would have that makes no sense. The children discover their real names are Icheb, Mazadi, Azan, and Rebbe. And that is all the fecal finger painting known as Wikipedia has to say about collective. Clubby, you back?
Boy.
Captain, my Captain, mon Capitan, please tell me, what did you think of this episode?
Well, you know how I feel about the Borg. They bored me. They bore me, and they bored me in this one. I just don't. I'm not particularly. I mean, I got nothing. I mean, I don't. The episode was filmed, and it was shot, and it was shown on television, and stuff. And it's about the Borg, and kids. Bored kids, and it's 7 to talk to them, and then they stopped being the Borg left them there, and they are gonna be on the Voyager now. There you go. I got nothing for it. I mean, it's like it's not particularly interesting to me in any way, shape, matter, or form. We've already been through all this with 7. You know, fine. One person is been taken from the Borg collective, and now. Why do we need kids? What's the point of this?
It's like
I don't understand
DS9. It's just like it's Jake and Wes Kegel has to leave.
Oh,
he says going to cut out early, folks. Thanks, CLOBBERIN Times and Raquel for the great stream. Have fun, friends. Wes Kegel, thank you so much.
Wes.
Thanks for everything tonight. You were great company. Take care, sweetheart. Talk soon.
Apollome's here.
Get out of here.
Hey.
Where? Apollome's minion and the pepperoni. Hey, sweetheart. How's it going?
Hey, Apollome. Hope you're doing well.
Oh, and you got a gift from JT Kirk.
JT Kirk. Thank you, buddy. Says hail. Nanoprobes and plasma. Call the War Queen. We will go far away, far to see. Friendly chesticles come to me. Great play on one of the worst episodes of original series. And the children shall lead. I see what you did there.
I feel like I should be giving him $5 for that. Hail,
yes, I would
hail, nanoprobes and plasma.
I love it.
Call the Borg Queen. We will go far away. For to see. Friendly chesticles come to me. Anyway, sorry.
No, look, I appreciate it. Well done. And thank you. Yeah, this episode, I mean, I just don't. I mean, go ahead with your notes because I got nothing. I mean, I just there are plenty of episodes I don't like that I dislike a lot more. It's not like I even hate it. To hate it would mean it accomplished something. For me to hate it, for me to be angry or anything.
I hate it. I hate it.
Good. I'm glad. I'm just saying for me. Yeah, I mean, anything you say, I'm probably going to agree with because I still. It's just meandering. You see what I'm saying, though?
I just think
you're making me not care.
Yeah, and I just think that I don't know. I just think that it's just.
Hey, go for it.
I think it's bullshit, and I think it's sad. Anyway, the Borg do not have sexual intercourse. 7 of 9 tells us this in 1 or 2 episodes, and she also says that they don't get pregnant. So this leaves the viewer knowing that the baby has been cut from its mother's womb.
They wouldn't know that, but yeah, you know it because you listen. Pay attention.
So this is sick, and it's not anything that Gene Roddenberry would ever allow. This is not Star Trek. This is not Gene Roddenberry Star Trek. It is gruesome and it is depraved, and I'm surprised it was allowed on TV. That beautiful little neonatal baby, which obviously isn't real. It's really bad. And this is what I was talking about in this glorification of people who like 7 and people who like the Borg and people who think of the Borg as a species. They're not.
They're not.
They are a technology that abuses human beings. They're cannibals It's a cannibalistic computer machinery that is not. It's not a species, and it should never be glorified. And if you do think it's a species, you've never actually watched the show. So, so I think it's disgusting. This idea of cutting a baby out of the mother's womb and putting it in a maturation chamber, and to show it in all of its gruesome and depraved. The visualization of it, they spare not a single detail, and I think it's absolutely disgusting. I do not approve of any form of this idea of torturing babies, of torturing neonatal babies, of cutting a baby out of a womb and sticking things into it. And the very visual representation of it, I think, is abhorrent. This idea of torturing babies and children, prenatal babies no less. I find this thoroughly disgusting and totally unenjoyable and completely unbecoming of Gene Roddenberry's Star Trek. This episode merely allows children to become regulars on Star Trek again, so that we can have the Jake and Nog bullshit again.
Yep.
And I will remind you all that I have produced receipts on this show. Receipts are my references, proof, if you will, that Gene Roddenberry did not want Star Trek to be for children. He penned a letter with DC Fontana where they were very adamant that Star Trek is not for children. So, Seven beats up the rock, but is thrown to the floor by a proto-drone child. And this is another thing here. Gene Roddenberry was very wrapped up in his own creation. And this is the difference between someone who has created something themselves, the viewer having a relationship with the author, and the viewer having a relationship with the corporation, with a never-ending rotation of rando-style writers who are trying to break their way into Hollywood. Because, had Gene been on the set, had a member of the Holy Trinity been there, Gene L. Kuhn, Dorothy Fontana, or Gene Roddenberry, had they been there, this would never be allowed. And when this kind of stuff did happen, Gene walked off set. This happened in the third season of TOS. This kind of bullshit, and DC Fontana walked off the set, and so did Gene Roddenberry. So this idea of Seven being able to beat up the rock handily without even breaking a sweat, but is thrown to the floor by a child. It's just ridiculous. And the child isn't even done cooking yet. By cooking, I mean this maturation.
Right. Young
it's
to
not
very
even
young.
full grown.
Yes.
So, this is another time where I just want to remind everyone that the Borg are not cool. The Borg are not a species. The Borg are technology gone wrong. They cannibalize human bodies and human beings and distort them in horrifying, gruesome, and depraved ways. And the fact that Andrew Shepard Price and Mark Gaberman and Michael Taylor were into showing us what they do to prenatal babies that have been cut out of the womb of their mother prematurely is, to me, deeply troubling and most unenjoyable. This is an F for me, and I believe it should be erased from anything to do with Star Trek.
Yeah, I give it an F also. Look, the Borg stopped being interesting a long time ago, and they've ruined them. Everything you said, I agree with every bit of what you said. I was just so, maybe I was too bored to be angry like you, but it doesn't mean I don't agree with what you're saying, because I do, and it just putrid, uninteresting pap. There's nothing good about this crap for me. But that's just me. Some people might like it. We'll see. All right, my friends. All views are welcome. If you liked it, we will find out. We'll see. Now I will say,
the word is given.
The word is given, my friends. Come forward, please, with any reviews, any views, any ratings you may have of Collective, and I will bring us some Max Redstone Entertainment. Don't have a review from Michael. He did send one for that one. But hang on one second here. Let me get situated. All right. Okay. Collective by the great Max Redstone. He says, a Borg cube that's gone off off all grids on a ship that needs some repair bids. If Janeway tried a few more tricks, she'd be rid of Neelix. Instead, she takes on some Borg fan club kids. I like it. Well done, Max. Thank you. Big hand for Max, everybody, who brings us these wonderful limericks each week when he can be here. We sure do appreciate it. Let's see. All right, we'll go with Max Redstone first. He says, E for E-Chub. Sci-Fi Channel recommends this for their 7 of 9 binge watching guide, and as an essential background watch for Star Trek P Hard. Gizmodo also ranked this. I love it called. It is Gizmodo. It's called as a must watch. That is all. You have some terrible sources there.
I do want to say that the fellow who plays Icheb, the Manu, I forget his last name.
Manu or something?
Yeah, he used to follow me when on my original Twitter account, and he was always very kind to me and was very nice to me. And I think he still follows me on Instagram. I periodically leave social media, folks. So I abandoned that first Twitter account. Now I have a private account on X. But I just wanted to say that the Manu has always been very kind to me. And I think it's super cool that he follows me, and it's absolutely nothing against him. I actually think that he's a very good actor.
Yeah, Icheb was, I mean, in some episodes later, I didn't mind him. I thought he was okay. There's nothing wrong with him. It's just,
Yep, he's always been very kind to me, and I don't want to say anything bad about him.
No,
I actually think he's a very good actor, especially because he's a kid. But it's just kids aren't supposed to be on Star Trek. Anyway, I'm going to be quiet.
What they did to him on Be Hard was horrible. Okay, let's see here. Jay Goodwin says, this kind of idiocy on Voyager demonstrates that canon is not unidirectional, but instead an agreement between creators and audience. Kadoki. Thank you, Jay. Tyron Lethbridge, good to see you. Tyron says, nope, no babies were harmed in the making of this episode. Yeah, in fact, this baby volunteered to join the Borg. It was disappointed to find out it was not joining the Borg. Wow. Babies can be so disappointed sometimes. My son dressed up as a Borg drone for school. He used to walk around assimilating everyone. My son watched and loved Voyager from the age of 3. Oh, there you go. Cool. You will be assimilated, Mommy and Daddy. All right. Well, if a Daleks fan, he'd be working on exterminating everybody. Exterminate. All right. Where are we at? Gwag says F. Gives it an F. Says the Borg get less and less threatening each time they show up on Voyager. That's true, isn't it? Well, they're such pansies now. They have said that Borg removed from the collective are rare, but we see them on Voyager every other week. Yes, that's true. Out the window with that one. Whatever happened to the baby Borg? Never mentioned again. Actually, Mark D did put something in the chat about that. Returned off. Saget was returned off Scream. That's what. Yeah, Brandon Braga said. Is a lame BS explanation. Why even put this in the story?
This is what I'm talking about, Wagner. It's like it was done for shock value, right? Because 7 makes it that she says that sexual intercourse is inefficient and that the Borg don't do that. And she says that gestating a baby is also insufficient. That they acquire their babies and they're put in these maturation chambers or whatever. So it's done for shock value, and the fact that the baby has all of these things coming out of it, I think is really sick in the head. It puts a mental image in your head that I think is extremely screwed up.
Devious.
Who would torture a baby? Like,
don't get me started on that.
Right?
F gives it, Eric K gives it an F, says, why the heck did Janeway go back to Borg space? She is worse than Captain Wrongway, Peach Fuzz on Rocky and Bullwinkle. Wrongway, Peach Fuzz, Captain. I guess Harry is stronger and faster now. He has the magic super nanos. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, he did. Yeah. I forgot that already. He got whacked with nano thingies. Janeway better share this virus with the rest of the galaxy. She has already killed untold billions by allying with the Borg and stopping them from being stopped countless times. Truly. They could have fired on the cube until they got everyone out. So stupid. I guess they are starting the adventure over again, going backwards, soon back to the Kazon. Oh, thankfully not. But boy, I wouldn't put it past them. Lisa says, C. You know a series is in trouble when they bring in children to the story.
Yeah.
Example is Oliver Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
Robbie Wrist. Yeah, Naomi doesn't count because Wildman was already preggers setting the aside. That aside, you know what? I don't think Naomi was. I think she's mostly harmless, so it didn't really bother me. But I hear you. Yeah, so I agree. She doesn't count. Seeing the children of Borg and the power struggle after leaving the collective was interesting. Maternal Kathy wants a baby, and Seven has roommates, and all those empty alcoves are filled for now. Yep, true.
Yeah, on the power starved ship. This is why for the last 5 seasons I've been saying, hey, what do you think we're going to do with those extra alcoves?
Yep, what indeed. Enigmatic Drop Bear says F. Dear Brennan, we're out of ideas. Regards, Writer's Room. Dear writers, it's been 13 episodes since the last Borg episode. Write something about the Borg and put kids in it. Regards, Brandon. I guess the pathogen idea is to imply the vulnerability of monocultures. But the Borg are not a species and their MO is to incorporate diversity. So its use here is a bit absurd. Yeah, indeed. Harry had aspirations as the hero of the story, but in one aspect of Voyager that does maintain continuity, he is thrown into Super 7's shade and becomes just another victim to be rescued. Another great one, ED.
I love you, ED.
You rock, buddy. Jill says C-. I allow nostalgia to raise my score. I could understand someone seeing some kids in good cosplay and cannot see how they're Borg because they don't behave as such, even with the vain excuse. Hang on a second. Sorry, Jill. Even my excuse that Hugh infected the Borg with individuality doesn't explain how they aren't even behaving a tenth of what a Borg would. Saying this is normal adolescent turmoil doesn't suffice. Okay. Oh, indeed. Let's see here. However, introducing Icheb is a pivotal moment. Unfortunately, they forgot to SAU what happened, or maybe to say what happened to the baby. This is poor storytelling. It's emotionally manipulative without resolution. Yes, indeed, Jill. Yes, indeed. Tuvok erroneously refers to the Borg as a species, which we know isn't true. It's a nefarious AI virus turned cyborg that needs organic victims. So this is slightly dishonest, quite dishonest. They've been pushing that crap for a while, though.
No, Sean, I starred you. Don't worry. Clobby's just doing it out of order, and he's probably doing that because he wants to get the multiples out of the way first. Don't worry. I got your back, Sean.
I got you right now, Sean. Sean says, A for abominable. Abominable, awful, atrocious, appalling, agonizing, aggravating, annoying, awful, and abysmal. So, I guess you didn't care for it.
When I think about Gene Roddenberry's Star Trek, when I think about the Utopia, I think that this whole thing with Ichep and the little girl and all these things, this would not have been the focus in the hands of the brilliant and compassionate Gene Roddenberry had they introduced a baby, which they would not have done that because it's not in good taste at all. It's dehumanizing and it's terrible and it's done for shock value. And I don't even think it would be allowed on TV back then. But let's just say that they did. We know that the great Southern doctor would have focused the entire episode on that baby then, because of course the baby for Gene Roddenberry represents purity, innocence, life, freedom. It just represents everything beautiful and pure. And so this is an idea that does not fit in Gene Roddenberry's universe. And to leave not only this disgusting idea of having a baby sliced from its mother's womb and then put in a maturation chamber and tortured by having its eye scooped out so that we could put some mechanical things in it, but then the baby begins to fade and we're not told what happens to the baby. This is Star Trek. This is unbecoming Star Trek. This is not Star Trek. This is shit smeared on Star Trek. It's embarrassing and it's gross. It's vulgar is what it is. It's vulgar. It's gross.
Let's see here. RRTNZ says, could have been another and the children shall lead. And could have been an children. Say, didn't Seven once force drones into a collective with fatal side effects? Nah, it'll be fine. Harry's still useless. Let's see. Lots of technobabble disabling the lead drone was so obvious that disabling the lead drone was so obvious that nobody thought of it. The child actors are pretty good, less annoying than Naomi. Give it an A. Give it a B minus for Baby Borg. All right, RR. Thank you.
Enigmatic Dropper, I didn't notice that. I did not notice that. Did you see this comment from ED? He said, also worth noting that Seven and Janeway referred to the kids as neonatal. Of course, neonatal means newborn. So yeah, another example of poor story editing. I did not even catch that. So there's another boo-boo. Good catch, good catch.
Way to go, ED. Yeah. Let's see. Shooter says D minus. Your first one says 1 of 3 shooter, but your second one says 2 of 2. So I'm gonna go with that unless you got something else floating out there. D minus. He says, we are Borg. We are easy source of narrative creation. Entertainment is expected. Let's see here. Borg babies. We make our dreams come true. Borg babies. Oh, this is a song. I don't know what the song. We'll do the same for you. Because if a show is struggling in the ratings, add more kids. It always works, right? Yeah. Thank you, Shooter. Yes, sir.
And Tyrone. I'm sorry, I'm not sure how to say your name.
Tyron.
It doesn't. I am not making a statement on what you like, and I'm not making a statement on your parenting. I'm not saying anything that has to do with that, or what you put your kids through, or what you didn't put your kids through. I'm not making any statement to that effect whatsoever. As a matter of fact, I've not addressed you in any way, shape, or form. The only thing I have said is what I think about the episode, and I like to just leave it at that. What you think of the episode, you're entitled to your opinion, and certainly you should voice your opinion. And if you loved it, or if you raised your kids on it and your kids love this, that's fine. That has nothing to do with what I've said. It has nothing to do with what I've said whatsoever. I should say right now, I don't direct my comments at anyone in the chat unless I say their name and I engage with them in a discussion. But no one should take my reviews personally. I'm an academic. I have been watching Star Trek since the 1970s, and I rewatch it starting on January 1st each and every year. And I have my own opinions of the episodes. And so Clobby asked me to be on this show with him to talk about how I feel about the episodes. But I'm not here to build consensus. I'm not here to have a come to Jesus moment where somebody tells me that I should like an episode. And I certainly don't expect that from others as well. So just to be clear, I've made no comment on your parenting or on what you like. I've done nothing of the sort. I've not addressed you in any way. My review is completely independent of anything that anyone else here might or would or has said.
Yes, and just to say that should never take any review from anyone personally. I don't to make the leap that someone's telling you about how you raise your kids because she doesn't like the episode and is critical of the episode. Doesn't really make a lot of sense there, Tyron. I'm just going to say I appreciate you being here. You're allowed to have any opinion you want, and everybody's opinion gets read here. We have people almost every single episode we review. Let's say one that if 80% of us hate it, there's always someone out there who loves it, and they're allowed, and they put their review in there that gives it a way different rating and a higher rating, and they love it, and vice versa. Sometimes there's one that almost everybody loves it, and a few people don't.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's entitled. All views are welcome here, and nobody is being personally singled out or attacked.
No.
And Raquel said nothing of the type about anyone's children or how they raise their children or anything like that. That's you drawing that strange interpretation, and I don't understand it. We love having you here. We love having everyone here. So I just Anyway, I don't want to get a big long discussion about it, but if you want to answer that, what he wrote there, number one, you can.
No, I just he just said that, he just said a couple of times in yelling all caps, nope. And then he said my name personally and said, I'm sorry you did not like this episode. I understand. And then he mentions some episodes that he doesn't like. And then he said, I should not have put my kids through trash episodes like those, and on and on and on. And I just want to make it clear that I'm not getting into any discussions with anyone about how they feel about the episodes.
Okay.
How I feel about the episodes is completely independent. There is no nope. Because I don't say nope to you, and I'm not. There's no commentary about anybody's parenting here. I'm not doing that.
No one even mentioned parenting. So anyway, but we'll leave it at that. Tyron, everyone has differences of opinion. We're sitting. To be fair, we're sitting here talking, expressing ourselves. People, when you write into the chat, it's a little bit more different to interpret what someone's saying. There's no tone that comes with it when someone is speaking or just writing things down, as opposed to if you're sitting here with us on the show. Did something happen to the stream, Gwag? Yeah, we're moving along now, Lisa. It's a good idea. Let's finish this up here. And I thank Tyron for being here. I thank everyone for being here. And Mark, if you could, Gwag said something about, oh no, the YouTube stream just stopped for me. Did something happen to the stream? So I don't know if he's kidding or what, but with the way YouTube and our internets are, if it's a joke, it's still considered a red flag. Let's see. JT Kirk says F. He gives it an F. He says, why you want to copy and the children shall lead? I'll never know. And the board children shall lead. I gave that one an F, and so this one gets an F too. Agree with Raquel's statements. I hope these board teach Netflix a lesson. Netflix, meaning Neelix, of course.
Dabman Clan.
Hey. Thank you, Mark. Dadman, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Dadman of the Dadman Clan. All right, let's see here. Simply Steve says D plus rating. D plus rating. Alt title. Borged to tears. Another Super 7 ep as they wanted shock value with the baby Borgs, and why was knee kicks on the away mission just liability that needs to be disposed of. All right, dude. Thank you so much. We're going to see if hey, Michael Beacom, if you have anything to say about this episode. We're just waiting on Mark, see if he has anything to say about it. And then we'll be done.
Oh, well, Michael's giving the reason why he didn't give a review for this. He couldn't get through all the episodes in time.
Oh, okay.
I don't blame him. He's probably been getting up with Cassandra, and she's getting up at 4:30 in the morning to go to work.
That's cool.
At the hospital. I don't know how she's surviving that. Those are some tough hours. And you have received a wonderful gift from Sean Carter.
Oh, thank you, Sean. Thank you for the gift. Appreciate that, buddy. You're too kind. Sean Carter says, I will likely not be around next week. I'm traveling to Los Angeles. Oh, okay. Tomorrow. Yuck. Uh-oh. However, the flight will be great as I just received my copy of Science Fiction Tales. Stellar review incoming. All right.
Hey, that's great.
Always
Thank
good
you
to have
so
something to
much.
read. Yes, always good something to read on the flight there. So anyway, good to see you, Michael Beacom. No, thanks for popping. I read your reviews, and I hope Cassandra is doing well. Shout out to her.
Oh, Mark's incoming.
And Mark, before we get that, let's see what Tyler has to say. It's just gotten way too weird for me. Climber times. All I said was I felt bad about making my kids watch The Thaw and Move Along Home 2 episodes of Considered Trash. That was all. That's fine. That's cool. Just jokes are fine. We're done. It's cool, man. But well, this is a weird place. I will admit that.
Yeah.
We are weird. We are weird here, dude. So the internet's weird, man. We'll live with it though. We'll be cool with it if you are. Mark D with a C says A plus 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 plus. Yeah, let's see. He says that's the most weird thing that's ever happened to me on YouTube. So I'm out. You all have a good night. Goodbye. Well, goodbye. No hard feelings. I hope you're not out, but hope to see you again. That's the most weird thing that ever happened to you on YouTube. Okay. B minus says Mark D with a C. Interesting to see what happens to the Borg, especially children when cut off from the collective, but it's been done too much already. Yes, that's for sure. Another 7 episode written to showcase her even further, since she will be guiding the Borg kids for the rest of the cities. Why does Paris even attempt to attack a Borg cube in a shuttlecraft? I don't know. Totally insane, since one cube could decimate hundreds of starships. So once cube, yeah, it has, right? And why does Voyager keep sending the crew off in shuttlecraft into unknown space? That I don't know either. It's just mind-boggling. Sending them off all the time like that. I don't know. I do not know. What are you going to do? But I think we've got this one out of the way. We're done with this one.
I think we're done.
Pop in, Mark. There you go. What's up, dude? Welcome. You there?
Nope.
He is there somewhere.
Turn on your mic.
Now I'm unmuted. Yep. Hello, everyone. Well, because I'm always extra careful when I'm backstage, so I have the mute button on and I have my mic muted just in case. I'm always paranoid that I'm gonna click something or do something, you know. But hail everyone, and yeah, why would you even attack a Borg cube or try?
I don't know.
Little itty bitty shuttlecraft, and every time the
go ahead. I was good. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. I was just gonna say, every time there's always the episodes always start where like they're in the shuttlecraft, the shuttlecraft destroyed, or they're on an away mission. It's like you're in totally unknown space. You have no allies. And you're just sending shuttlecraft off to do God knows what. I mean, totally ridiculous. It's like send them if you have to go there. Send Voyager. It's just. And yes, Lisa, I have a muting issue called Boomer. Yeah, but yeah, it is that is infuriating and Voyager.
Infuriating.
Just throwing tribbles at the TV screen when that happens. Yeah.
Michael said, just listening to you talk about the collective on the way home. So now the entire Delta Quadrant is Borg space because they meet them every week. That's the only one I can actually buy into them meeting all the time. Everyone else, because the Borg, it does have the transwarp and all that kind of crap, and they're all over the place. I mean, they are in the Alpha Quadrant too. That's the only one I can kind of buy into the meetings. Some of the people they meet, I'm like, wait a minute, don't they like 2 years ago back then? It's crazy. Why are they still making erosions?
Yes. Don't feel bad. I don't know what's going on with Tyrone Lethbridge. I don't know what's going on. But my initial statement about the episode and how I didn't like it, he responded with yelling all caps saying, nope. Basically, I raised my kids on this episode. My kids dress up for Halloween as Borg. And I think he took offense to me saying that I don't think that the Borg and this kind of episode fits into Gene Roddenberry Star Trek. And then later on, that's when he mentioned that, he went past him saying that he raised his kids on it. And he said that other stuff. So because he wasn't leaving it alone and he was for comments into it, I just wanted to let him know that I wasn't making a statement about his parenting. Me saying that I don't think that this fits into Gene Roddenberry's Star Trek has nothing to do with whether or not he quote unquote raised his kids on it,
right,
and got his kids to dress up for Halloween, and his kids were walking around telling people that they were going to be assimilated and stuff like that. I mean, I think it's pretty insincere for him to use my name, it put yelling all caps nope, and then say I raised my kids on this. This is somebody specifically saying to me that he took offense to what I said, and then later on pretending like he hadn't. So apparently somebody said in the chat that this person is in our community. He's somebody's husband. Right. And so I just wanted to clear the air. I don't like this episode. I think it's unbecoming of Star Trek, but that doesn't mean that somebody should put in the chat, no, Raquel, I think this is great. I love this episode and raised my kids on it, and then later make comments about, well, what really would have harmed my kids is if I would have made them watch these shitty episodes instead. This is absolutely somebody making the assumption that I'm commenting on his parenting, and I'm not. I just commented on the episode and saying that it was unbecoming of Star Trek. The end. It's really important for people to not personalize our reviews, mine especially, because I just want to make sure that everyone knows that my reviews are not directed at people. They're not directed at you as a parent. They're not directed at you in your choices. I don't even care if you think this is an A+ and you love it. It has nothing to do with what I'm supposed to do here. And what Clobby wants me to do here is to just say my review. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, and again, I'm sad because we like everyone to be friendly here and have a good time and enjoy themselves and have any view you want. And you got nowhere close to even commenting on any one person or their parenting or anything, not even in the same ballpark. No. That's such projection to the point where it's just phenomenal. And I don't get it. I mean, I don't know the gentleman very well. I know, but we've always been friendly when they've been in here. I don't understand it. I don't understand the reaction, how they take that personally. Yeah. But you don't take it personally. Our views of any episodes, especially just don't. I mean, if you're in here, all you need is just a tiny bit of sense of humor, and the only thing you need is you don't have to have that thick of skin, just enough to go, not everyone likes the same things, and we're going to be brutally honest about the things we don't like and honest about the things that we do like. And it's never personal.
No.
But you should like clam pizza, though.
Except with
Yes.
Mark. Mark he's wrong about everything.
Eats
So we have
sea
to pick him.
tongues.
Yeah.
No, I think the thing is that when I mention the fact that I think that things are depraved, or I think, or I start, sort of processing something philosophically, or just looking at what the implications of what the semiotics are, the signs, the signals, what's being said, and that they have weighty implications, and some of them are harmful. I think that's when people engage. Oh, she's saying that I'm not a good person. And I don't care if you dressed your kids up for Halloween as Borg. I don't think you're a bad person. I'm just saying I don't think that this episode is ethical. And we'll just leave it at that.
If you take offense at something that is not directed at you, has nothing to do with you, and it's to do with a TV show, and because you like it and someone else doesn't, that's a you problem, and that's projection of the highest order. I mean, no, it's mind-boggling. He said it was the worst, it's the weirdest thing that ever happened to him.
Enigmatic Drop Bear, please, sweetheart, you are one of the kindest people that I have ever met on the internet. You did absolutely nothing wrong. You are a salt of the earth man, and I love you so much. Don't you worry about it.
You didn't look. That person, don't know him. He's easily offended because not only did you not offend him, you said nothing. We didn't say, even mention him other than to say hello. And we read his chats, and he could have said it's the greatest episode ever, and we would have said fine, and we appreciate the review like we always do. So, and then he said it was it's the weirdest thing that ever happened to him on the YouTube. Look,
well, I'm glad that's true, because
stuff that happened. I'm proud that the weirdest thing ever happened to you on a stream is on YouTube is someone stating an opinion and you taking it personally when you weren't singled out. I'm sorry, you guys. I love everybody coming in here, lurking, watching on a rerun, or hanging out in the chat and speaking with us. Every opinion is welcome. You can even razz me. You can joke around with me. You can kid around with me. But as long as you're being friendly and you're having a good time, and you're never going to get attacked. You're always welcome, and I love having you here. But as soon as you take offense, you make up some weird offense that was not mentioned, not even close. You could do it. I'm not gonna be that. I'm not gonna sit there and apologize for something that there's nothing to apologize for. I'm gonna say, hey, I just don't understand it.
Well, I do have on a lighter note, I do have a fun one good clip from tonight.
I hear you, Professor R2, and I like that show that you're talking about there. But I just want this, if it ever gets out to him, Tyron, no hard feelings here. Hope you come back, and you're welcome back. It's just that just never take things personally. If someone singles you out, but no one's done that. So
and everyone who is watching, if you love the Borg and you think of the Borg as something that's fun, and you quote unquote raise your kids on it or whatever, and so you're looking at my comments thinking that I've made some sort of judgment on you, I definitely haven't. I don't know anything about you. I can't even see you, and most of you don't even use your own names. So if I mention something about a particular episode that I don't like, or a specific species that I don't like, and how I think it fits into the Gene Roddenberry universe, I just want everyone to know right off the hop, it has absolutely nothing to do with you as a person.
Yep. There we go. We just want everybody to be friends and have a good time here. We don't, drama's not good for the nerves. So,
here I got one fun clip for tonight. So,
got a clip.
Got a clip. Yep.
While we're at it, Lieutenant, I'll need some help with my wardrobe.
I'm an engineer, not a costume designer.
Yep. Turn the tables.
I always got a clip. I'm an engineer. I'm a doctor.
Job.
So, but we had some good funny lines in that episode. So,
I bet my real name was E-Chubbs. This Max. Oh dear. Well, there you go. We got it in under 3. Just under 3. What about that?
Yeah.
So next week's episodes, my friends, are oh boy. Oh,
we got a David Bowie song, "Ashes to Ashes." All right.
Oh yeah, it is in there. Okay. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate that. Then no number one does too. Okay, we have. I'm going to say the top. You can see him. Next week we have episodes. How about that?
Oh, Spirit Folk, is that the sequel to
Fairhaven? It's the sequel.
Is that the sequel to Fairhaven? I've been waiting for that one. I thought I had to wait till next season. I'm so glad we get that sequel next week. I didn't have to wait for it. Great.
Oh my goodness. Never
Thank
wasn't that fun with that one.
Thank the maker. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So that's what we got in the next week's batch of fun. Wowzer. Yeah, buddy.
Well, I do have one enabling thing that'll take like 60 seconds to show.
All right. Go for it.
It's already unfortunately it's already been sold, but I thought people might like this since this is Saturday.
So you're disabling.
And disable. Well, I mean, you could look for another bid on. Oh, I did show this. I know I did show this. This was the Wrath of Khan sign thing. Oh, my bad. I did show this last week. Okay.
You did?
I did. Yeah, with the signature and didn't look. And then we decided it wasn't Nimoy. Oh, now I got to find something else for enabling.
Oh well. Yeah, you don't need to.
No, I don't. That's all right.
I
just thought I had that. Yeah, no one wants to spend money. Yeah, that's all good. Yep. Right.
Ashes to Ashes was the second season of Life on Mars. Wagner, I'm sure you've seen it. Yeah, Life on Mars, the British version was great. And that was also had the David Bowie song in it. Yeah. So anyway. Well, we can start winding it down. Number one, what do you think?
I think we should.
So any let's see, any closing words, number one?
Oh, yes, I have plenty of closing words because you know what? This show is not about us. This show isn't about me. This is a show about the people who come to this virtual comic book shop and have this mini convention in Clobby's virtual comic book shop every week. And so I shout them out because they're the whole reason why we're here. And we are nothing without them. So I just want to say thank you to Lord Thoth and to Larry and to Chris Persia and to my buddy Gwagnar and to my buddy Wes Kegel and Lisa. They were really out on social media, spreading the word about the show and trying to get people excited about Clobberin Times and about our shows. So these are really special, wonderful people. And I just want to say thank you to them for taking time out of their day. These are busy people with busy lives, and yet they take time out of their day to do things like make us show posters or tell a friend about how great the show is. These are really wonderful and thoughtful people. Talkie Toaster has walked in the chat.
Toaster.
Oh, we got some new Talkie Toaster clips.
Just wait, please.
Yeah, we'll wait. Yeah.
Yes, please. I also want to thank Scuba Pete and JT Kirk and Michael Beacom. It is such a pleasure and an honor to have you as a part of my readership. And thank you so much for spreading the word about the stories. And next time around, this next book, it's going to be dedicated to you. So thank you for everything that you've done in spreading the word about the stories. I also want to send some love to Enigmatic Drop Bear and his whole family. This is a beautiful person. He's such a nice man, and just so much going on with so many health problems and so many things going on. I just want to send our love and our support. I'm an agnostic, but I'm not afraid to ask for prayers because your love works. So if you could send some love to Enigmatic Dropper and his whole family, it would make me feel good because I want this beautiful person who we know to feel like he's on a team and that all of his friends are rooting for him. I want to lift his spirits and let him know that he's loved. He has spent so much time with us. I just want him to know that we will hold him in the warmest hug and cheer him on. And that said, Chris Persia's dad has been struggling with high blood pressure to the point where it's sort of scared Chris a little bit. And we all have to deal with that as we get older. But, you know, there's nothing like dealing with it when it's your own loved one. It can be very scary. So if you could send that love and that support and those good thoughts and perhaps those prayers, if you like to pray for Chris Persia's father as well, because Chris Persia is a hell of a guy and I just love him so much. I want to thank everyone who came tonight. Thank you for your beautiful reviews. Thank you for your marvelous conversation. Like I said, this show is nothing without you. These conversations that we have that are so sincere and so real that they could happen in real life is something very special and very unique to Clobbering Times. And you do that. So I just want to thank you for that. I also want to thank my patrons. I have a book coming out right now. It is with my editor, and my editor has been very busy. But folks, please believe me when I say he is a preeminent intellectual and literary scholar in Canada. I love this person and I look up to him so much. He is well worth the wait. But I really hope to have the second book in your hands by May. And the following people are the reason why my stories are getting out there. They help make my stories happen. They are my readership. They are my publishers. They are my corporation. Larry, Tony Stark, Sean Carter, Penny Lane, Shota, Gwagnar, Dave, Chris Persia, Scuba and Leslie Pete, Eric K. and his trusty dusty dog Kirby. I love that pepperoni. Enigmatic Drop Bear, Michael and Cassandra Beacom, Mark D with the C, Anti-Derivative Jill, Maximum Redstone, JT Kirk, Dabman and the Dabman Clan, Lord and Lady Thoth, and of course Lance. Don't forget to chuck cheese in the chat. Rob Altus, Tyler, Jeff Wyatt, Rod Thunderheart, my guitar playing buddy Mazaris, gotta watch his videos, and West Kegel. Thank you so much. And if you like episodic classic science fiction that isn't written by an activist looking to write about activism, you just want some good old-fashioned episodic classic science fiction, then you might like my stories. You can find them on Amazon. And a crazy thing happened. Barnes & Noble started selling my book. It's just blown my mind, and I never asked.
Awesome.
And I don't know how it happened. So I just want to say thank you to Barnes & Noble for carrying my book and doing that for me. Yay to all of the Americans. America, I love you. Thank you for everything that you've done for me as an author. I love you guys so much. And I want to thank Mark D with a C for everything he does for us behind the scenes. But last but certainly not least, I just want to say how much I love you, Clubby, and how grateful I am. I'm going to speak for everyone here when I say how much we all love you and how grateful we are that you created this space, this virtual comic book shop where we get to hang out and talk about all this nerdy, geeky, cool stuff that we all love. We are here and we all know each other and we've all made these friends because of you. I love you, Captain. Sending smooches for your entire face, but I won't do it on the bridge. Won't do it on the bridge and embarrass you in front of your crew.
Oh, thank you so much. Love you and appreciate it. And let's see here. Michael Beacom said something. By the way, thank you for that. Enigmatic Drop there. I agree. You have all created a wonderful, beautiful community here. You all have.
Yeah.
Michael Beacom says, must correct you. These conversations could no longer take place in real life fandom that's been infected. I love coming here for the interaction. Thank you. I appreciate that. We love having you here. We love all of you. Yeah. We have what a great group we got here. It's amazing. You guys are all the best.
Yeah.
So let's see. Number one, engineer.
Anything? Oh, thank you. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Well, great as always to hang out with everyone in the chat and to talk with you guys tonight. And we had a fun member stream today, so thank you everyone was there, and I really appreciate my members and of course Patreons, Brian Hepburn, Larry, Rob Altus, and Shooter. So thank you again for being Patreon. So I got to try to do some more member stuff, and actually it got over 50 members so far, which is awesome. So thank you everyone who supports the channel, and make sure you go buy Raquel's book. You know, enough of plugging me, but go buy Raquel's book and use my trick on Amazon. If you do happen to have Amazon Prime, if you do order something, you know, if you're ordering that new batch of action figures or cool Star Trek book, you can delay the shipment and you get a digital credit. So I use those to buy buy Raquel's book, so you can get them basically for free, right? Which is awesome, but that helps to support Raquel. So try out that little tip there. We will be having Sunday Night Geekery. I'm probably going to do it at 11 p.m. Eastern because I've got to pick up my much better half up at the airport. She was away this weekend, so that gives me more time to clean up the house because got to make sure everything's squared. Otherwise, I'm in big trouble. But yeah. Oh, Wagner says you don't get the option to delay ship. Maybe that's USO only. Yeah, you can tell it like, do you want the shipment on next day? But you do have to be an Amazon Prime member, though. It only works if you're a Prime member. And sometimes it doesn't always come up, but sometimes it'll come up like get the shipment sent delayed, and then you'll get or later on you'll get a digital credit. So, but that's my tip. But either way, try to support Raquel if you can. And yeah, well, and I might try to do a build stream tomorrow. I got to finish that Lego motorcycle, so maybe I'll try to do that tomorrow too. So
the Ducati.
The Ducati. I haven't finished that yet. So
you haven't finished the Ducati.
I got a million projects going. I have a lot of stuff going and never finish anything. So I'm gonna try to finish some things. So I'm gonna get that one done. Yeah. So, but thank you everyone, and hope to catch you tomorrow on the streams.
Oh, well, thank you, dude.
Oh, toast! I'm seeing a lot of toast. You might have to
now
take.
They want all your shorts.
They might.
Go ahead.
Someone might need some toast. Yeah. Yep. Where did we put those? Are those clips in there?
Oh, those ones. I needed a space. They were all. I needed space for my.
Oh, you need space. So maybe they're on
show posters tonight. I couldn't do anything with them. I had to get rid of them.
Okay, well,
I can't move them.
No, I'll add a few back here. Here we go. We will have toast in 1 second. Let me add a couple of.
Sorry, I had nothing I could do with it.
No, that's what happens.
I don't think you needed them anymore.
Well, yeah, but we always need toast, right? Yeah.
I needed my posters. There was very little room left.
Yeah, well, that's what happens. Yeah, there we go. Put a few in on the TV clips one. Here we go.
This is cruel. It's
Look,
just cruel.
I'm busy.
Oh, you're not busy eating toast, are ya?
Hey.
I'll see you toast on the fires of hell for this.
Did someone say they wanted toast?
Shut up.
All right, last one.
I toast. Therefore, I am.
Will you shut up?
The shut up is actually just so good there. Yeah.
Yes.
And I did finally watch Whitehall tonight. So yeah.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite. That's one of my favorites. I love it. All right. What's going on? Okay. Injured Weekend Geek, folks. Sunday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Great Mark D with the C's show. He might be a little bit later tomorrow night, but he's still doing it, I guess. So
still doing it.
Yep. Sunday Night Geekery, and sometimes Eatery, and Monday night I'll be on with J-Man and Sean doing on J-Man's channel 7 Eastern doing our Legion of Superheroes reviews, and of course Monday night Mark C Comics Talk at 9 p.m. Central, and all the great stuff after that. Let's shout everybody out really quickly here. We'll get it done quick. Eric K, Chris Berger, D-Bod Martin, Lord Thoth, J-Man, Maximum Redstone, Vanty Outsider, Larry, Maddie's Daddy, Kal-El, our wrenches, of course. Thank you all so much. Appreciate you, dude, especially the ones who were here. Eric K, thank you so much, buddy. Chris Persia, thank you so much. You both just really, really appreciate you. All right, let's see. Shout out to Jill, our communications officer, and a big thanks to our chief engineer, the great Mark D with a C.
Thank you.
And a big, let's see, and of course, thank you, Raquel, for being such a wonderful first officer. Love you.
My goodness, thank you for having me. It's really cool to be invited, and thank you so much, Clobby.
You're the best. FKHC, Tim, Shooter, Penny, Sandra Feliciano, Raymond Feliciano, Ray Lucard, Classic Comics, SP4H, Brogu from my old hometown, Lisa Wagner, buddy. Thank you so much, man. Again, thank you for that very kind super chat. Of course, Dave G. Sound, the Tetra Sympathy. Thanks for the limericks, Max, and all you do, Max Redstone. Thank you, buddy. Raymond Feliciano, Suzanne Eckstein, Larry, RRTNZ, Picasso, Joe Dog, Simply Steve, Your Muslim Uncle, West Kegel, Sander Emmerslag, Star Blazing Wolverine, JT Kirk, Scuba Pete, Parker Luck, Jay Goodwin, Anonymous Gamer, Keely Chow, Dave Rayborn, Cuz, K. Roberts, Just Joe Jobber, Wolfie, Cam, Crush, Professor R2, good to see you, buddy. Darth, Captain Scribe, Infinity, Bubba Doom 1, Sean Carter from Mars. I think Zathras was here. Zathras. Claude Selling. Tyron Lethbridge. Lasher. Malachi D. Wildman. Apollome's Minion and the Pupper. Dadman and the Dadman Clan. Michael Beacom. Shout out to Cassandra. And Taki Toaster. Does anyone even like any toast? Enigmatic Drop Bear, thank you so much for being here tonight, buddy. Appreciate you and all you do. Hope your father and everyone's doing well in your family. Thank you so much. It's always good to see you. And best to Chris Persia's father as well. Thank you, everyone, for being here with us tonight. Have a wonderful Sunday. Or if you're already past Sunday, whatever, your weekend getting started, whatever it is. Thank you so much. And good night, everybody. Clobber.
It's clobbering time!
The word is given.
Groovy.
You have to set an example even in the face of stupidity. Now, everybody that reads comic books knows that Kirby's Silver Surfer is the only true Silver Surfer.
I just love clobbering time.